Some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know ain't no stopping me. Standing in the mirror tryna copy me. Knowing he lying if he say he hot as me. I just caught me a piece, so come shop with me. Count these hundreds like I hit the lottery. Drippin', you cannot fuck with my sorcery. Try me, we keep whipping something unlawfully. Hunch on that nigga for real. They flipping on me like a banana peel. Sign yourself and fuck a deal. I want everything I work for. My blood, sweat, and tears. She poppin' that pussy for real. When she on the pill, cause she know Hunch too ill. And the boyfriend try to give me a meal. I ain't fucking with savage, and that's how I feel. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. Knowing he lying if he say he hot as me. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. Knowing he lying if he say he hot as me. I swear, cut your book for this shit. South said when I walk on my drip, type of shit that make it bitch nigga listen. She hop in the whip and I'm stuffing the bitch. Nigga hate cause he got a little crush on the bitch. I just wanna fucking bust a nut on the bitch. Can't trust a bitch so I don't love a bitch. In the way of the money I'm shoving the bitch. Riding without me, drugs in the wheel. Conversating by hits on the way to make clips. Just talking shit and get straight in your lips. They ain't far away and just stay on my heel. Fuck what you bet, I say it off the real. Happy you niggas caught cases and snitch. Instead of stepping up and facing this shit. These niggas put bitch right statements and shit. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. She's all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me.
Alright, give me a second here. I've got to use this. The hell? There we go. So, move this back over here. Move this over here. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. Gotta make a few modifications here. Okay. It says I need to have my keyframe. Desktop. Ugh. check something. Please use keyframe 4 seconds or less. Okay. So where do I find the damn keyframe? Please use further currently keyframes are not being sent off the no that they ingest. Okay. So I'm going to the ingestion settings. No. Okay. It's not telling me. It's not telling me anything. God, I hate when this happens. Oh God. Okay. I can't find it. It's telling me what I need to do. Let's see. Mm, Maybe it's on my OBS. Order projector, system tray. I'm gonna update the startup. No. Mm, Audio bit right. Currently active. Please turn off any output or change video. Okay, video output is currently active. Please turn off any output switches. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this. All right, look like we back, fam. For now, I keep fucking with stream.
Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. No one he lying if he say he hot as me. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. No one he lying if he say he hot as me. Hopefully trying to get overpaid, making the place all over play. Watch your hate 'cause it's all on your face. Follow me 'cause I'm just know the way. Watch my whole team about to win the race. Key heat for niggas that be in the way. Chasing hundreds with the bigger face. Bigger custom with a bigger case. Sixes stuck and I got bigger bass. Me and the bricks and I be posted up in brothers. Doing this shit to get rich with my brother. Watch how I shit on you niggas this summer. Looking like a hummer 'cause I got a head. Catch me, I'm savage, I'm swerving through traffic. Now I'm gonna come in this field with extra. But that was my time and you won't be the back of us. Making hits and keep it threats on us. We see the niggas keep the racks on us. While now I'm steady acting up. I got a job, but I'm taking up level money. I swear it's a habit, bro. All about my numbers stay adding up. All of my niggas stay stacking up. If you getting money, then you winning, bro. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. No one he lying if he say he hot as me. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Niggas gon' hate, but they know they ain't stopping me. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. Cheese all on me like some broccoli. No one he lying if he say he hot as me. My words be astounding. The blood drip of water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like fucking this counting. And I got your whole lounging. She know how to keep her back with a pound in it. Then we got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. My words be astounding. The blood drip of water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like fucking this counting. And I got your whole lounging. She know how to keep her back with a pound in it. Then we got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. Not the pussy, I don't know the niggas. Think I'm playing about to show them niggas. Cause I'm fucking standing over niggas. Aiming for your head and shoulders, niggas. Know some niggas that'll come and get you if a nigga playing with the right figure. Chopper striking like a lighter nigga. Been doing this since we fight a nigga. Breaking down like a riot nigga. Know some niggas that'll try you niggas. Keep playing the hand for land niggas. I'm just trying to save a span nigga. If you try to take what's mine, nigga, one shooter, but it seem like mad nigga. Spending nigga like a prayer, trying to make 100 racks on one damn nigga. Rolling it up out the pound, nigga. I don't push you, so I keep around you, nigga. Why you niggas trying to down a nigga? Like playing black up and crowning, nigga. Niggas pussy think they crowning, nigga. Put some money, watch they hound a nigga. One drip of water, I'm drowning, nigga. So astounding, hunt your mountain, nigga. My words be astounding. The blood dripping water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like fucking this counting. And I got your whole lounging. She know how to keep her back when I'm pounding it. And then we got round rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. My work be astounding. The blood dripping water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like, I got this counted. I got your whole lounging. She know I just keep my back with a pound in it. The clinic got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it.
I must be astounding. The bunch of water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like, fuck it, let's count it. And I got your lounging. She know we to keep it back with a pound in it. And see me got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. She sounding, but you sounding, but I would do it loafers. Got a 30 on me, keep a 30 on me, if you can, like a nigga supposed. Got the fuck, thinking I'm a nuisance. Face the fact I'm exclusive. Bleed red, not that blue shit. Bleed red, not that blue shit. I'm a big dog, you a teacup. Whoop a nigga out his sneakers. Let that phone fly out his teeth. Let that phone fly out his teeth. Bang that fireball in your speaker. Bang that fireball in your speaker. Bet that shit feel like ether. Gon' eat, little mama Caesar. Hasta luego, jefe. And tell a big dog to keep his feet up. I'm at the table now, nigga. And tell my dogs it's time to eat up. Hasta luego, jefe. And tell a big dog to keep his feet up. I'm at the table now, nigga. And tell my dogs it's time to eat up. Yeah.
My work be astounding. The blood dripping water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like, I got this counting. And I got your whole lounging. She know how to keep a back with a pound in it. And got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. My work be astounding. The blood dripping water, I'm smoking a fountain. I'm high as a mountain. Too much money to count, I'm like, fuck it, it's counted. And I got your whole lounging. She know how to keep a back with a pound in it. Fuck it, got rounds in it. Fuck around and make you lay on the ground with it. Jack jumping like two. First. In Washington, except of course for the senators and congressmen here. They would never do it, right, Dana? But all of that is changing. We know that. My administration is reclaiming America's heritage as the world's greatest spacefaring nation. The essence of the American character is to explore new horizons and to tame new frontiers. But our destiny beyond the Earth is not only a matter of national identity, but a matter of national security. So important for our military, so important, and people don't talk about it. When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American.
Yeah, it's hard for people to talk about bullshit, but continue, fucker.
In space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal. It is going to be something so important. General Dunford, if you would carry that assignment out, I would be very greatly honored also. Where's General Dunford? General? Got it. Let's go get it, General. But that's the importance that we give it. We're going to have the Space Force. 1 year ago, I revived the National Space Council and put exactly the right man in charge, and that's our friend, Mike Pence. Feels very strongly about this. And in December, I signed a historic directive that will return Americans to the moon for the first time since 1972, if you can believe that. Always remember, it's about that, but it's also about jobs and the economy. This is a great thing we're doing. This time we will do more than plant our flag and leave our footprints. We will establish a long-term presence.
So So this is what this fool wanna build. Here you go, Trump. Here you fucking go, dude. Here's your Space Force right here. Come on. Go, Donald Trump. This is what lies in the future of humanity. A Power Ranger Galaxy Space Force. And people is finna eat up this bullshit. Like, matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and steal some more of our tax dollars and just go ahead and build one of these? There you go. There you go. Ain't nothing. Can't nothing want nothing be able to stop us now. Just go ahead and get them aliens. uh, all right then. I see you. What's good? Need to jump one day with you, brother. This one's up, Joe Cali. Thanks for tuning in. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do a quick roll call. Right. As a matter of fact, if you still tuned in, have them sneak. Don't get caught at work doing it, but have them sneak and tune into this show. We finna go in. Let me do a quick roll call. We got Joe from Cali. I see you. Sister Soul, what's good? Libra Star, what's good? Per Diem was here, what's good? And Lady Leg 75. Anyway, yeah, let's get back into this though. Power Rangers. These on the images they got. That's why I like searching Google. Okay.
Expand our economy and build the foundation for an eventual mission to Mars, which is actually going to happen very quickly. And, I've always said that rich guys seem to like rockets. So all of those rich guys that are dying for our real estate to launch their rockets, we won't charge you too much. Just go ahead. If you beat us to Mars, we'll be very happy and you'll be even more famous. But they do explain that. Where's Eric? They do like rockets for some reason, huh? They like those rockets. But you know what? If as long as it's an American rich person, that's good. Okay? They can beat us. We'll save a little money and they can beat us and we're taking full credit for it. Don't worry about it. But we'll be setting aggressive timelines, challenging old ways of doing business, and we will be expecting real results. And we are making our incredible facilities, available to these people that have been doing so incredibly by themselves on rocketry. So you're invited. The rent won't be high. I am instructing my administration to embrace the budding commercial space industry. We are modernizing out-of-date space regulations. They're way out of date. They haven't been changed in many, many years. And today we're taking one more step to unleash the power of American ingenuity. In a few moments, I will sign a new directive to federal departments and agencies. They will work together with American industry to implement a state-of-the-art framework for space traffic management. But don't let it get too out of control, please. We know about what's going on with a lot of other rules and regulations. By the way, we've set the all-time record in history of this country in cutting regulation. So when I hear about that, I get a little bit tenuous. Be careful. Don't get too carried away. But we've cut more regulations than any administration, whether it's 4 years, 8 years, or 16 years in one case. We've cut more regulations than any other president in history. And I actually think that along with the massive tax cuts, I think that the regulation cutting may have even had more of an impact on the economy. It's been incredible. We have regulation. We have a lot of regulation. We have good regulation. But you don't need 20 years to get rejected from building a highway. We can reject you in 2 years or 1 year. We have it down from 17 years down to 2. We expect to get it down to 1. And if it's not good, we're going to reject. But it's going to be a fast rejection. You're not going to go an entire lifetime only to find it's not going to be built. 2 previous administrations tried and failed to develop a system to deal with congested conditions in orbit. We are finally going to get it done. It's going to happen fast. 1 year from now, our nation will mark an important milestone in human history. Half a century since Americans first stepped off the Eagle and onto the moon. That was a big day, right? In that magnificent moment, the American astronaut embodied the incredible spirit of America, the confidence of a cow.
At that single moment, not a single fuck was given about your cause and your goddamn Power Ranger Space Force.
The skill of a fighter pilot, the ambition of a scientist, and the courage of a true, brilliant, tough warrior. They bounded fearlessly into the unknown to be there first. They did the impossible because they knew that together there is absolutely nothing Americans can't do. When we get together, there's nobody even close. Now we are ready to begin the next great chapter of American space exploration. This is a very important day. This is a very important gathering. A new generation of young people seeks to challenge, really challenge hard, to get their talent and their skill to work. And now we're giving them a forum and a platform from which they can put that genius to work. Legions of welders and metalworkers, scientists and engineers stand ready to build a powerful new rocket and gleaming new spaceships. And that goes with all of the other things that we're building in our country. Our nation of pioneers still yearns to conquer the unknown because we are Americans and the future belongs totally to us. Once more, we will launch intrepid souls blazing through the sky and soaring into the heavens. Once more, we will summon the American spirit to tame the next great American frontier. And once more, we will proudly lead humanity. And that's what it is. It's humanity beyond the earth and into those forbidden skies, but they will not be forbidden for long. You're very important people. You have a great contribution. What you're doing has been incredible, but it will be even more.
So, backing up a little bit, so we have proof of humanity beyond Earth. Did this dude even know what he's saying? Look at this guy right here and behind him. He was like, yes. Go ahead and tell that bullshit. You know, he rolling his eyes like, go ahead and tell that bullshit. I'm bored. I mean, I'm on board with you. They believe anything you tell them, President, Mr. President.
Incredible, far more incredible, because we are giving you a platform the likes of which nobody has ever been given before. I am a big believer.
Interesting, because I'm giving a platform for people to talk against this bullshit. Continue.
Go out there and you will take that frontier, which is largely unknown by man or woman, and you will learn everything there is to know about it, and what you're doing is so important. Remember, economically, militarily, scientifically, in every way, there's no place like space. Good luck, General Dunford and the Joint Chiefs. I want to wish you a lot of luck with Space Force, but that shows how important it is. Congratulations on your tremendous success, but you're going to have far.
I don't have a strong opinion. The idea of a space force is not fundamentally odd when you consider that the Army 70 years ago birthed the Air Force. There was the Army Air Force. And once we realized that technology and warfighting capabilities evolved,
and was going to take place up in
the airspace rather than the ground space, then it was sensible to suggest that perhaps this should be an entire branch of the military unto itself. So today, all space capabilities of the military are handled by the Air Force. That was the natural extension of what the Air Force people did. And it's huge. Air Force controls GPS.
Right, most people don't realize.
I know someone has a show called GPS.
But most people don't realize that GPS, which is really now basically the underpinnings of the digital economy, I mean, everything we do in terms of location,
billions of dollars of commerce
is funded on the back of an infrastructure sustained, run by the U.S. Air Force.
By the U.S. Air Force, that's correct. And there's an entire place where that happens in Colorado. The point is that we as a nation have assets in space of incalculable value. And so when you think of what a military does, as a minimum, they would protect a nation's interests, a nation's assets. And space is another place. You have the ground, you have the air, and you have space. So it's not a weird idea to say we perhaps should have a space force. The question is, does the Air Force think that they can't handle it under the current administrative bureaucratic structures? And if not, then maybe it's a good idea. But if the general said,
no. The military and/or government wants to know if they can handle it with all of these, with all of so many of us waking up every day exposing their bullshit. That's why they even coming out with this fucking Space Force. They want to know if they can handle the pressure of people constantly questioning them and backing up evidence against them. This guy sure does know how to use a word salad. You know, he chooses his words wisely, very wisely.
Yes, then I don't see the need to force it on.
What I also have noticed in the last few months is that the Chinese and the Russians have gotten more active in very interesting ways. The Chinese went up and destroyed one of their old satellites, and the Russians went up and essentially deactivated one. And I thought that they were, in some sense, signaling, you know, we have the capacity to go up into space and to screw around with stuff or to destroy it entirely. The fact that they could do it to theirs means they could just as easily do it to American stuff.
Every single thing you do in space is a capability. Okay? Can you send people into space? Can you dock in space? Can you spacewalk? Can you stay in space for months, for a year? Can you move a satellite? Can you destroy a satellite? Can you retrieve a satellite? All of this is you make note of this. So once you have this checklist, then yourself as well as your adversaries will look to see what.
This is my thing. Why the fuck need a space force when we got NASA? Ain't there a space agency, a branch of the Air Force? They're just dumb as fuck.
Whether any of these can be sort of weaponized or used for nefarious purposes.
Do you think it's inevitable that space becomes an arena for conflict?
The UN Space Treaty that promises peaceful uses of outer space. By the way, there's more than just no nukes in space. It's if there's an astronaut in need, from another country, then you're obligated to assist them. It's a very nicely worded document.
Lady Leg 75 says, so what does this Space Force rank / Rangers meant to do? They meant to steal more of our money.
But there's a part of me that always says, why do we promise we'll treat each other nicely in space? If that's successful, why don't we have a peaceful use of Earth treaty? If it works there, it seems to me it should work on Earth. Right. And if we can't get it to work on Earth, why should I have any confidence at all that somehow, oh, now we're in space, now we'll all be friends?
Right. But why would the arena make a difference? It's the political tensions that cause the rivalry.
And I know I sound cynical saying that, but human nature scares the hell out of me. And so I don't know. I think it'd be nice if peace in space led the way to peace on Earth. That'd be kind of good. When you're in space, you have a very different view of Earth.
Human nature scares the hell out of me. That's his quote. Human nature scares the hell out of me. Yes, because human nature is connected to environmental nature. And human nature and environmental nature, through observation and experiment, can prove that all the shit you talking about is bullshit. That's why it scares you. Because the definition of science is the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. The definition is in the description box. So, of course, human nature is going to scare you, especially when it comes to us, because we're going to use our natural senses to support, love, and back up our natural world through observation and experiment.
Earth is like, whoa, how come I don't see the color-coded countries that were in my schoolroom globe? Oh, because we made those lines.
Look at that, a different Earth. Let's back up. Different Earth.
Globe. Oh,
different Earth.
How come you're in space? You have a very different view of Earth.
Here it is.
Earth is like,
very different.
How come I don't
different
see the
Earth.
color-coded countries
Different
that
Earth.
were in my
Different Earth.
schoolroom globe?
Different Earth.
We made those lines.
Very different Earth.
They're artificially created. We're
different
human.
Earth. Look, that water is different from that one. That water is different color from that one. That water is different color from that one. Look. So it'd be like, just look, and people be like, just look at the photos from space. We got Earth. We got photos of a spherical Earth from space. Yeah, they showed them this and asked them why the continents and the land masses and oceans, waters and shit, all different colors.
On this speck of a planet we call Earth. And
it seems so small and fragile.
Oh, yeah, because it is small and fragile. Just see that. It is small and fragile. By the way, I serve on a board of the Pentagon, the Defense Innovation Board.
I told you. Coming soon to a galaxy near you. Space Force. Power Rangers Galaxy. I will pay a clip, but I don't want to get copyright.
I'm not speaking for that board, nor obviously for the Pentagon. By the way, there are future needs and concerns of what a Space Force would have to think about, such as asteroid defense. Right, that's a complete space-based threat to the livelihood not only of a nation but of the world. And it may be that the cooperation of the world in space is to save civilization. And that could be the greatest force of peace there ever was.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, really? So we're about to. So we're gonna pour the asteroid card, right? Okay. Alrighty. So we about to put an asteroid card to have people in fear that an asteroid could be in collision with Earth. Alright. So apparently Neil deGrasse fuck Tyson. Apparently you don't even understand the law of conservation of mass, which says, and this also goes out to Christian flat earthers who think that the earth was created in 7 days or whatever, 6 days. So, well, this Christians period, red flat earthers, the globe earthers, y'all need to understand this as well. The law of conservation of mass states that mass in an isolated system like our flat earth. Oh, okay. Hold on. What up, Huey? Thank you for joining, fam. All right, so okay, there it is. I had to find my mouse. The law of conservation of mass states that in an isolated system is neither created nor destroyed by physical reactions, or by chemical reactions or physical transformations. Now, if an asteroid was to come this way towards us, ain't that a physical transformation? Wouldn't that asteroid have broken off or something? He said, according to the law of conservation of matter, the mass of the product in the chemical reaction must be equal to the mass of its reactants. The law of conservation is useful number calculations and can be solved by unknown measures such as the amount of gas consumed or produced during a reaction. So he's talking this bullshit. Matter of fact, boom. Right here. Again, for a system closed to all transfer matters and energy. Our earth is closed. All the energy that we experience is coming from the earth. Okay? The sun's energy coming from the earth. The moon's energy coming from the earth. Wind energy coming from the earth. Water energy coming from the earth. Physical human energy coming from the earth. We're all grounded. Okay? The mass of the system must remain constant over time, as system mass cannot change. As a system's mass cannot change. So this bullshit that Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about, the earth flattened at the poles, and this changing the mass of earth, dude. That's changing. Because if it's flattening at the poles, the mass of that object will have to change as well. So you talking this bullshit and you not even backing up your own law of conservation, dude. But let's continue. I love listening to this fuck boy. Let's go to something else. Let's see. Let me see.
As always, a pleasure.
Thank you.
What's the other one? Might flatten Earth. All right, we got to listen to this shit, y'all. For real.
In this dope website with Wix. Let me show you how I did it. First up, go to Wix.com. Now this is where the magic happens. You're gonna add an image and some text. Oh, that's nice.
On Larry King Now, science's reigning superstar, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Why am I interested in space? Because I think it's fascinating. It's awesome. It's limitless. It's boundless. And it holds the seeds of everyone's curiosity.
What percentage of knowledge do we have?
We look out in the universe and we look at all of the forces that are driving.
Now y'all heard it himself. Space is limitless. It's hold on. I don't want to misquote this fuck face.
We look out in the one's curiosity.
What percentage of knowledge do we have?
We look out in the curiosity. Seeds of it's awesome. It's limitless. It's boundless. And it holds the seeds of.
Okay. So he said space is limitless, it's boundless. According to Gary Rhodes, space is isolated and closed. How can something be closed and limitless and boundless? You know what I'm saying? How can it? Our Earth has bounds. Our globe doesn't. Unfortunately, there's a lot of regulations that will prevent you. There are a lot of rules and regulations and guidelines that prevent you from finding where the Earth could be closed at. But he just said it's limitless. It's limitless, it's boundless. Boom. Therefore, defying the laws of conservation of mass. Well, really, it's defining the law of conservation. It's defining any law of conservation. Whether it's mass, energy, thermodynamics, mass conservation of electric charge.
Everyone's curiosity.
I have a 5-part series on that breaks down the laws of conservation. I did a few months ago, so be sure to tune into that to bring you up to speed. Cause like now all I'm doing, I'm just skimming over the laws of conservation because I did like I said, I did a 5-part series. And each series was each show was about 3 to 4 hours long. So between 2 and 4 hours long. So I went in depth. Me and the people that was with me, building with me, we went in depth on it. So there's no really need to really go in depth or detail about the laws now. So I'm just skipping over it. Like I said, you feel free to go back to my previous shows and bring yourself up to speed.
Percentage of knowledge do we have?
We look out in the universe and we look at all of the forces that are driving what's going on. We actually can quantify how much of that we know, and it's about 4%.
Plus, is there life elsewhere?
You run the numbers and you realize it would be inexcusably egocentric to suggest that we were alone in the universe.
All next on Larry King Now. We're in New York. We're at the top of Trump Tower. Not a bad view on a beautiful day in October. And our special guest is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Mr. Tyson is an extraordinary gentleman, the astrophysicist, a scientist with 1.5 million followers on Twitter, the New York Times bestselling author, hosts his own podcast called Star Talk. He's director of the famed Hayden Planetarium. When I was 8 years old, they took me there. Oh, little boys, we came from school. His new show is Cosmos. It debuts on Fox in early 2014. He's the recipient of 18 honorary doctorates and the NASA Distinguished Service Medal. That's the highest award given by NASA to a non-government citizen. Before anything else, I grew up with a lot of guys. Not one wanted to be an astrophysicist.
I don't know where you grew up.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Where did you grow
Well,
up?
I grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx.
Like
And
Colin Powell, he wanted to be a 4-star general. You wanted to be an astrophysics.
it's when you grow up in the city. You don't have a relationship with the sky. You
So how did you choose?
There's a building there. Back then there was smog and pollution. So yeah, it was the first visit to the Hayden Planetarium.
Really?
That I now direct.
As a kid.
As a kid, I was.
All kids in New York go to the Hayden.
At some point you go through.
It's a school trip.
And I guess it doesn't hit everybody the same way, but it hit me sitting there in the chair, and the lights went out, and the stars came out, and I think the universe chose me after that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I had any say in the matter.
So right then you knew this was your life.
By age 11, I figured out you can do it as a career. At age 9, you're not thinking career, you're just thinking what's cool to do.
What about it fascinating?
The vastness, the infinitude of it all.
Infinitude.
I don't know if that word exists, but you know what I mean by it.
It's a good word, yeah.
And it's just the idea that to understand it goes beyond Earth. It requires methods and tools and talents. And then I learned you have to know math, because the language of the universe is math. And figuring that out that early, it meant I didn't have any sort of math anxiety, because I wanted to talk to the universe. If you want to talk to somebody, you're going to learn their language, and there's no fear factor at all.
Something current. We're in the midst of a government shutdown as we speak. 97% of all NASA employees are furloughed. What are the implications?
Well, I'm glad they're keeping the folks who are watching after our astronauts on the space station. Somebody's got to watch after them. And, and also one of our next flagship missions, the James Webb Space Telescope. You might think of it as the follow-on to the Hubble Space Telescope. That was going through some crucial testing that they managed to keep a few of the employees on, the NASA employees who are monitoring those cryogenic tests. But it's not just NASA, it's the whole government. And people like to blame the government, but this is a democracy, I thought, and we elect all of these people who just shut down the government.
So we have a law that they don't want to follow, so they shut down the government.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think if you really sort of part the curtains, we are behind all of this because we elected these people who shut down the government. Maybe we're electing the wrong people.
Good idea. Why is, and this is asked by a lot of people, why is NASA, in all of the problems we have in the world, poverty and hunger, why is space important?
Well, I think of space, let me split that question. There's why am I interested in space? Because I think it's fascinating, it's awesome, it's limitless, it's boundless, and it holds the seeds of everyone's curiosity. I mean, to whatever extent curiosity is written in our DNA, NASA fulfills the expression of that curiosity.
No. It fulfills your imagination. It really just builds your imagination with no fulfillment, really. Once I rephrase that stance.
Oh, don't tell me you've never walked out at night, looked up, and just wondered in a stupor of how far away the stars are, what they're made of.
Of course, who hasn't? Anybody who ever believed in the globe always thought that. I always used to come out and look at the Big Dipper and be like, wow, that Big Dipper is created by other suns. Come to find out, it was all fucking farcical. As homeboy said, as a matter of fact, I got a song for you. Yep, I got a song for you.
You can take me to the stars. You can take us all to the night. You can take me to the
Science guy once said that I am one giant fuckhead. Me and Neil deGrasse, straight shield for cash, and we are the evil that people want dead. You're just a product of the environment, but everything is fake. This entire shit, I don't know what to say, but I'm not buying it. I've been here every day and I've been trying it. Everything that we're taught is a scam, and all along it was part of the plan. Telling us they're gonna go to Mars with a man. That's why I call them out as hard as I can. We ain't been to the moon and we ain't calling soon. And everybody in NASA is a soulless goon. Man, this is fact. This is so damn true. Everybody watch out, Orion's floating through. Man's face is fake, but you gotta admit this lie takes the cake. These people need to chill out and take a break. But I'll never sleep again, I gotta stay awake. They lie and we don't need that. It's one big hoax and I'm starting to see that. Space was a place that I wanted to be at. I used to believe that. Growing up, I didn't have a clue. I used to think the earth was a ball just like you. Who knew? Everything that we learned in school is nothing but bullshit. None of it's true. And these people call it education. Just a clever way to say indoctrination. You don't seem to understand the plot we're facing. It's all about common sense and observation. But not for the mainstream, it isn't the case. They say you're spinning on a rock in the middle of space, but now's not the time, nor is it the place. I'm really sick of getting lied to, so get out my face. If you feel the way I feel, then come with me, get up. Flat earthers all across the plain, ripping it up. Truth seekers all up in this bitch, getting it crunk. And if you think we plan on stopping, then you're shit out of luck. That's why LDD is always on the grind, and I'm never ever scared to speak what's on my mind. Cause this day and age, everybody is afraid. It's an illness, realness is hard to find. They lie all the time, and we don't need that. It's one big hoax, and I'm starting to see that. Space was a place that I wanted to be at. I used to believe that.
But you know what? But you know what? Since we like to go outside and imagine how far the stars are, and this all in our imagination, this right here would be a proper song for you, Neil.
He is a leader. He's the only conservative outsider, the only non-politician.
What you see is just illusions. What you see is just illusions. What you see is just illusions. What you see is just illusions.
Take a look around you, what you see is just illusions. Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them, they treat us like subhumans. Take a look around you, what you see is just illusions. Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them, they treat us like subhumans. Repeat after me, I am not free. They're lying to you, they're lying to me. What are they hiding? I'm dying to see. Why is it God that they're trying to be? The acquisition of wealth and power is what they know. They've always been among us, they own us, they run the show. When it comes to making a difference, we ain't moving. Freedom is a fallacy, you're just a free-range human. From the crib to the grave, you live as a slave, and that's just a matter of fact. If you want to see change, forget all the games, we're gonna just have to attack. This is our world and we're snatching it back. If you don't want it, move off to the side. Not for the cowardly, not for the weak, only the strong come along for the ride. Won't be so simple, I'm not gonna lie, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna try. With everything that they're doing to all of us, maybe tomorrow we're all gonna die. Either way, they kill us slowly, dumb us down and make us dopey. Everything you see is fake and all the news you get is phony. It's time we show the people how the elite are so deceitful. It's time we rise up high up enough to expose this evil. Take a look around you, what you see is just illusions. Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them, they treat us like subhumans. Take a look around you, what you see is just illusions. Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them. They treat us like humans.
Sing it. Sing it.
What you see is just illusion.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What you see is just illusion.
Bill Nye.
What you see is just illusion.
Fucking NASA.
What you see is just illusion.
ODB Truth Division, the one and only. They hate the fact that I'm nosy, but I say fuck it, blow me. I'm a researcher, a real truth seeker. This is my classroom, fool. I'm a school teacher, prepared to be blown away. Everything you know gets thrown away. Take your mind to a whole nother level, put the pedal to the metal with no delay. How much worse must it get before we do something about it? For we are many, they are few, man. We got them surrounded. It's time we think outside the cage where our brains have been placed. The true history of the world has been changed and erased. It's 1984, these things are so Orwellian.
Big brother, motherfucker, super totalitarian.
Your thoughts being suggested, your speech being suppressed, always being corrected, freedom being oppressed, always under surveillance, in a state of unrest. And if you protest it, they put your ass under arrest. Look around you, what you see is just illusions. Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them. They treat us like humans. Take a look around you.
So Neil deGrasse Fuckson, we no longer walk outside and imagine if those stars are how far those stars away. Huh? Them stars might not even, honestly, them stars don't even look like they're even 6,000, 7,000 miles above us, really. They don't. They don't. And if Earth is moving through all these directions, you know, spinning at over 1,000 miles an hour, right? While rotating around the sun at over 60, 70,000 miles an hour, while the sun is moving through the galaxy at over 500,000 miles an hour, while the whole galaxy, everything else is relatively moving through the vast, infinite, limitless, boundless universe at over 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yet we don't get close to any stars. The stars remain the same shape. I mean, they remain the same size. You know. The constellations remain the same. The constellation remains the same. You know, but yet everything is relatively moving. How's that fucking possible? You know? So, we got another song for you. This is everybody's favorite. This is everybody's favorite. Come on. Look at this bullshit, y'all. Okay, come on. Y'all know the words? Come on, sing with me. But it has to be.
What you're seeing here is a mirage. A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb people believe it. And the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it. Man, this shit got me heated, and I won't stop till they delete our being defeated. They keep us deceived about everything that we think, and they keep it a secret. What we're taught is not conducive with reality. Big bang, evolution, and there's gravity. I tell the truth, and then these motherfuckers laugh at me, telling me the earth is photoshopped because it has to be. Most people accept the deception happily, but what they're doing to us all is a tragedy. God created the heavens and the earth in a verse, but we're living in a galaxy. They say we're monkeys on a ball flying through outer space, but there's no proof. It seems to have vanished without a trace. NASA and other agencies falling down from grace. You can take that bullshit pseudoscience and get out my face. I'm the antisocial type. You're a government prototype. That's why you make it a point to tell me that I'm crazy every time you're angry, cause you know I'm right. I'm standing outside the house of cards about to watch it fall. No more living on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're top the globe model. Ever since y'all could fall. We follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature cause we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. Oh no, no, not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. Assholes got us all living life on a cartoon ball.
It's Photoshop. But it has to be. What you seeing here
They say that we went to the moon 6 times, but pure BS is the way that smelled. Now they're telling us that we can't even leave the planet because of the Van Allen radiation belt. Yeah, okay, sure. NASA, what you lying for? You lying now, you lied before. I can't take this anymore. The only thing that took to space was your imagination. Fake aliens are coming out, they have you waiting.
the only motherfucking thing that took the space is your motherfucking imagination. Say it again, Overdose Denver. Say that one more time.
This anymore. The only thing that took this space was your imagination. Fake aliens or I can't take this anymore. The only thing that took this space was your imagination. Fake aliens or I can't take this anymore. The only thing that took this space was your imagination. Fake aliens are coming now, they have you waiting. We need to do something about it. No procrastination, trying to cause the masses to awaken. That's the path I've taken. But you can see if you check all the percentages. So many people have involved in a dissonance. But that's what happens at the loss of your innocence. Then you get involved with all of this wickedness. They try to do all the humans this way. So are they just idiots who is to say?
It is about the television that makes you your decision and you
stuck in the material domain of Satan, where everything in each and every day is pagan. Mandela effect is the game is changing. People waking up and now the cage is shaking. The earth is flat, and that is a universal fact. If it isn't that, then tell me where the fuck the curve is at. They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small, and now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're top the globe model. Ever since y'all could fall. We follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature cause we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. No, 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 not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. Assholes got us all living life on a cartoon ball.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Hold on. Hold on. Show y'all what Photoshop looks like. Okay. Bring the beat back. It has to be Photoshop. But it has to be. It has to be. It has to be. What you're seeing here is a fucking mirage.
The reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
Be like, you can see the Earth from space and see it's not flat. Yeah, motherfucker, take your pick. Choose which picture best represents Earth. Okay? Choose which one more resembles Earth. But let me let a few of these tracks play. Then I open up the panel. I need to smoke a cigarette because I done got worked up. I already got the panel up. I throw the link in the I'll send out the link when I get done with my cigarette.
That your pain is faster. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, motherfucker! Wake up!
The Matrix has you. We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. In that your pain is fast you. Your life just races past you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. There is a hidden agenda at play. Same old bullshit, but a different day. They're telling us lies and they're getting away, deceiving the world and it isn't okay. Get out my way, cause I'm shining the light on these bastards with every chance that I get. Attempting to wake people up to this nonsense and tell the elite just can't handle this shit. Sick of living life in utter madness. So sick of them treating us like maggots. Look at textbooks taught in classes. Do some research.
Nothing matches.
Nothing matches. No sign of a break.
Nothing.
All of it's gone. That's where they wanted you at all along. Stuff that you think you know, all of it's wrong. These people stay lying, even though most ain't buying the mainstream manipulation, but still they stay trying. Look what happened on 9/11. Look what happened at Sandy Hook. These fancy crooks write lies as history in their fancy books. In that your pain is fast you. Your life just races past you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. In that your pain is fast you. Your life just races past you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Welcome to your trauma-based mind control. When will the shit end, man? I don't know. Until then, there's no place I won't go. I'm trying to rise up and fight the foe. Yo, I don't give a fuck if you call the cops. This is over to the dose and I'm not gonna stop. Nobody in my life is gonna call the shots, unless it's just me, so it's all or not. The way that they have us all living is sad. Humans are stupid, conditions are bad. I promise that you won't be big in the future. You're gonna be missing the shit that you had. I don't even know if we can ever even win. The only thing I'm sure of is I'll never sleep again. If you think you know anything, then you better think again. Just a part of a story that might not ever even end. Oh no, how can it be? This world has tested me. Won't give up readily. This is my destiny. I won't quit till my heart stops ticking. Searching for the part that's missing. Seeking truth, I'm on a mission. I can see, I got that vision. In that your pain is fast you. Your life just races past you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles. Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you. There is a hidden agenda, and it's hidden right in plain sight. You can try your best to not let them get you, but the new world order's about to take flight. The system that we live in was specifically designed to keep all the human beings relentlessly confined. Kill us and dumb us down, make us ignorant and blind. Everything you see before you is a prison for your mind. The system that we live in was specifically designed to keep all the human beings relentlessly confined. Kill us and dumb us down, make us ignorant and blind. Everything you see before you is a prison for your mind.
Make sure we get to
Face
that
it.
one.
Your intranet sucks. Boosting productivity. It's not bringing people together. It's using it.
It only sucks when people only push the bullshit.
They put the truth in the movies and lies throughout the news. They manufacture opinions and form all of your views. Everything we think we know is actually opposite of the truth. But what do you do when reality's fraudulent? The whole system is rigged, it's an illusion of choice. You can keep screaming and yelling, end up losing your voice. What's the point? What's the point? That's what I ask sometimes. Roll a joint, smoke that joint, and then I smash my rhyme. I'm still a slave, but that boy overdose is hard to control. How far will he go? Much further than you possibly know. ODD TV, I've been doing this. I have to get deep because half of you are asleep, the other half are just sheep. Wakey, wakey, wake the fuck up, man. I'm really sick of this. They rub the truth all up in our faces and it's ridiculous. They always keep the odds stacked against us and we can't seem to win. After seeing all the things I've seen, I'll never sleep again. Everything is alright. Slave till the day you die. World full of boogeymen. I'll never sleep again. Rules that you must obey. Can't seem to get away. It's making my head spin. I'll never sleep again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. We live in a prison cube, ruled over by the hexagon. Nothing but witchcraft and black magic spells in your lexicon. Search till the day you're dead and gone. There's gotta be some way out of here. Looking up at the sky, just watching chemical clouds appear. They got these toxic heavy metals filling up your body. You're a zombie, unaware that you serve the Illuminati. Man, how's your head feel after taking that red pill? When you learn the truth, it's scary. You can barely stand still. The Matrix is a computer-generated dreamland. Most certainly you're a worker bee for the queen, man. They lie to us about outer space and the earth is flat. They're killing us with the food they sell us. What's worse than that? You may wake up, but that doesn't mean the world's gonna change. It can stress you out, make you depressed, or fill you up with rage. We're in a cage, the whole world is nothing but a stage. And we're almost there, so be prepared for the coming age. Everything is alright. Slave to the day you die. World full of boogeymen. I'll never sleep again. Rules that you must obey. Can't seem to get away. It's making my head spin. I'll never sleep again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. Everything is alright.
Everything, man. No escaping it. I'm in insomnia. Can't seem to get away. My head spins. I never sleep again. What the fuck are they spraying, man? I just can't do it. I'm wide awake though. It's not so looking good. It's just not possible. Alright, so okay. So I have the link out there for anybody who wants to join the panel. Let me send the link out to the back chat. The link is out there. All right. Let me cut my display off real quick. All right. All right. So what's going on, man? Oh yeah, before I can continue, let me get a special shout out to Destruction by Design for creating the awesome background that y'all see right now. This guy's a genius, man. I just, sometimes he come up with great ideas, and sometimes he come up with an idea for a background, and it's like he can put my thoughts on software. So shout out to Destruction by Design. But let's talk about this bullshit ass Space Force that Trump announced. Okay. And YouTube gonna keep fucking with my stream. My OBS is working fine. I got green lights all around. YouTube's fucking with my stream. Alright. Here. Okay. Alright. So let me see if anybody gonna join. If not, then I'll just close the show out. Okay, cool. I got you. I got you, Mike. I got you. Or Mike. Oh, Michael, you can just click on the link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. Okay. That's not gonna do it. All right. Yeah. If some, I don't know why it don't be wanting to work in the chat. But let me do it this way. Let me send it to you from my email. Okay. Okay, I'm sending the link to you now, Michael. Okay. There you go. Email sent. Okay. Email good. Yeah. Let me see. See, oh, we tried to call like. Yeah, with your phone, just go to your email through your phone. Go to your email through your phone and click on the link. It should work. If not, I can create a whole new panel with a different link. So let me know. Okay. All right, I'm sending you one now. Be more flat. Well, damn. It doesn't do that anymore. Okay. Oops. There you go. I sent the email to the people who sent it to me. Tell me, let me know if that link works though, fam. Let's do that.
Yeah.
What's good?
I mean,
Yeah, what's good, fam?
yeah, man.
You breaking up, you breaking in and out a little bit though.
I'm gonna work it out, get this reception right.
All right. Where you calling in from anyway? Cali. I'm going back to Cali.
Yeah, yeah. Am I still breaking up?
No, you good.
Man, so you the latest you see the latest on D Marvel, right?
I think so. He had a live stream. He had a live stream yesterday.
Yeah, it got a little heated. He got hit. That was his first time doing it too.
What?
So
You talking
it
about
was
doing the
funny because I was,
panel?
like Dredd he done already went off on his, Sanchez and already went off on his, and to see D Marvel had to put up with his panel last night for the first time ever. It was wild. He
Hell yeah,
handled
that's
it.
funny. Hell yeah, that's funny.
But they got the time lapse of the sun. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty much concrete, finite, right about now. Yeah, it's no going back, no going back. It's flat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I seen some of it, but I just got home from work cause he last night he did a live show at the same time Brother Sanchez was on doing Flat Power TV, I believe.
I
And
know everybody be
I
going on at
tuned
the
in.
same time.
Right. I excuse me, what I'm about to say. Um yeah, so I really didn't have a lot of energy to put into it, so but I did tune in, you know what I'm saying? I left a like and uh show some support.
Yeah.
You know, I even seen some of the episode where Gary was on Dread's panel or something, and he was talking about, you know, it depends on the angle. You know, he was talking about certain angles, and that the moon. I'm like, the moon doesn't change angles. It's either straight up and down in our part of the. It's either straight up in our part of the world, or facing straight down in the lower parts of the world per se. You know, like
We're dealing.
Australia and stuff, they view the moon straight down. They view the moon upside down, while we view it right side up. We don't have no left or right angles to the phases of the moon, which we should. We should, because if there is a such thing as a northern, southern, eastern, and western hemisphere, the eastern and western hemisphere should view the moon, you know, to the east or the west, or you know what I'm saying, the phases of the moon should be turned left or right, because the orientation of what you're viewing on a ball will always change when you go over the world or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do that. You either view the moon straight up or we view it straight down, which is only possible on the flat Earth.
Yeah. What's happening right now is, man, all the people that are trying to stick
stick to their heliocentric model, man, they're gonna start to look like they're freaking crazy. And we're gonna be surrounded by a bunch of freaking crazy people at the point of it's all climaxing as everything that we're saying about the flat plane is factual. It's on time, in time, factual. What's happening is everybody that's cognitive dissonance and still in denial, some of them are people that are still close to us, like relatives, friends, or whatever the case. These people are in a spiritual denial. They are. It's like it's something else going on. It's something else going on, bro. Like they are refusing and they are in denial completely.
Yeah. Right.
The truth like I went to I was at a Black Mirror meeting Saturday, no Friday, and I was talking with, and I was telling him, hey, look, we got a kid in Black Mirror doing a time lapse on the sun, right? He was interested because like we started checking to see what's up with the matter. And he's like, okay, brothers,
hold on.
We'll get into this.
Hold on, real quick, Michael. Hey, Level, I'm gonna mute your mic. Level, I'll mute your mic. I'm gonna get to you in just a second. Let Michael finish his thoughts, and then I introduce the rest of y'all that came to the panel. Go ahead, Michael. The floor is yours, bro.
So just to witness this grown man still stuck in the childish ways of thinking about the earth, it's just sad, bruh. It's sad. It's you can see why Harriet Tubman, the stories of Harriet Tubman, why she had to whip out that big pistol and point it in some people's faces that like, she's saying freedom is this way, but they not moving.
Right, because they love to be slaves. That's like kind of what we're going through. We tell them, hey, the water over here, but they rather drink. They rather stay on the sand and drink from the sand that has no foundation, that has no sturdy, strong foundation. You know. But real quick, we get back to that in just a second. I see we got Karen from Sun and Moon family here.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. Long time, Joe.
It's been a bloody long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my computer has been down. Yeah, it bloody crashed on me, so I had to go. I had to send it out to get a new bloody hard drive.
Oh.
So, but it only took a week. I was up and running within 2 weeks, as you see.
Feels like forever, doesn't it?
It does.
Anyway, nice hello to everybody else.
Hello, and with that said, who is this? Framo. Welcome to the panel, Framo.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
You know, same story, different chapter. Same flat earth, neutral. Oh my God, my brother Bo Jackson joined the panel. Damn it, it has been such a long time. But real quick, I get to you in just a second, Bo. Let me see who came before you. Level. Hello, Level. Welcome to the panel. How you doing? Level. Are you there? Okay. Well, I guess till he gets his oh, there you are. Hey, what's going on, Level? Welcome to the plane. To the plane. Well, that's a given, but welcome to the panel, bro. How you doing? Can you mute yourself or? Okay, I got you, Bo. Bo gotta fix his mic. Level, you there? Let me see. Shoot, he having trouble with his mic too. You probably have to drop out and drop back in, fam. Okay, I guess you're gonna drop out and drop back in. Alrighty. So who was that? Okay, Michael, go ahead. What are you? What were you saying? You was saying.
Man, so here's another thing, man. Not to be flipping flopping, but I never get a chance to talk about these things, man, because when I get on the panel, some of and bro and Sanchez panel, so many brothers is talking, man. They so into what they say, I never get a chance to really
To chime in.
hear what I gotta say.
Right.
So yeah, so here's the thing, man. Nobody wants to talk about UFOs, and I understand why. Is you can get caught up in like a bunch of what if and speculation of pseudoscience and different type of thing. I understand that. But when I'm saying UFO, I'm not talking about aliens or creatures from other planets or any kind of vibe, any kind of pseudo situation. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I have actual picture proof of unidentified flying objects, brother. I've been taking pictures of UFOs for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some very interesting photos, man. And
The government definitely has like high tech technology that they've hidden or they've basically created, and it's just basically kept us like dumbed down. So anything that we see that's that we can't identify.
Hey, can you hear me now, brother?
Yeah. We can hear you. Go ahead, fam.
Okay, I was trying to fix my mic. Yeah, I'm listening to the brother talk about aliens and UFOs. I believe that the alien and UFOs is a part of the great deception that they have been trying to program us with.
Yeah, I'm not talking about aliens though. That's the only thing.
I hear what you're saying, but anything flying from outer space or coming down from outer space when we already realize the deception of outer space, I mean, it still sounds kind of fishy. If you can explain further, then maybe I can readdress my comments.
I'm specifically talking about unidentified flying objects.
If you go to whoever that was, we heard you.
Yeah, I don't care like where they coming from. They could be coming from the inside of the earth. They could be coming outside of the earth. That's not my point.
Okay, I get you. I understand that.
A picture proof of unidentified, but meaning this is not a conventional plane. This is not the version of plane that all been grown up. This is what flies in the sky. Actual.
Yeah, now that I can vouch for.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where they coming from? Where are these technologies coming from?
Hold on. Hey, level. Hold on. Hey, level. You got a lot of. Hey, level. You got a lot of loud background in your area, bro. Are you?
Where are these technologies coming from? These flying objects.
What I do?
I stay there.
Hold on.
Somebody got to mute the microphone out.
Yeah.
I can't say it completely.
Yo, so level, leave your mic muted until you're ready to speak, dude, cause you have a whole bunch of background and it's sending feedback to everybody's audio. Appreciate it. Go ahead. Who had the floor? Was that you, Mike, or Framo?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just asking where these like unidentified flying objects coming from? Like who owns them? We know aliens don't exist. So like what's going on? Who owns these unidentified flying objects?
That's a good question, brother. I'd love to have the answer to that. Well, what I can tell you is that I'm out here and I've witnessed 20 UFOs in the sky flying at one time, all together, about 400 or 500 feet off the ground. I was not the only one who witnessed it. Okay, so
If I saw stuff like that, I wouldn't even be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be like shocked because I kind of have a rough idea that we've obviously been dumbed down completely. The technology that we're using is most probably ancient technology, and whatever they're using whatever advanced technology they're using that to obviously control us. I feel some of the people that we watch on TV are robots because I've seen certain things floating around like pictures or videos that suggest like there's robots among us, but they almost like human form. But we won't be able to figure out or comprehend how advanced these technologies are, or what type of technology this is, because obviously we've just been completely left in the dark.
I think that's why nobody in the flat earth community wants to have this kind of dialogue about that kind of technology, because we can't get in, we just certain things we just cannot prove, and we
Can I say something? I also
Yes, ma'am.
captured some really weird things in the sky. The triangle thing, there's four orbs, and three of them are triangles swinging around. Well, I captured that. I captured things happening in front of the sun. So I've captured things myself outside aeroplanes, weird things happening.
Mm-hmm. My thing
I've
is
looked
this
up.
real quick. Hold on
But
real
I
quick.
don't believe they come from planets and all that crap.
Oh, of course not. My
No,
thing is
it's
this.
just
Uh,
advanced technology.
hey, real quick. Let me build and then I'll give y'all the flow. My thing is this. I say that these unidentified flying objects that y'all catch in the sky, to as far as I am concerned, they could be classified governmental technology. You know what I'm saying? Like build
Definitely, yeah.
they could have been working on something for the past 10 years, 10 years, and then put it up, send it up in the sky, put it in the sky as a test to see how people will react, to see if they'll buy into the alien invasion fear or something. And then
Yeah.
when and
No,
then
but
and then when
I
enough people, and then it's like when enough people doesn't fall slave to the fear that they try to cause, it seems that it seems that people would identify. I mean, that people would see, or they would put up more a more better technology type UFO. You know what I'm saying? Something that, flying saucer is one thing, right? To draw people's suspicion and curiosity. But if the flying saucer don't work and if people just dismiss it or whatever, then who knows? They might construct a more bigger UFO that got more lights on it, that looks more kind of pleasing yet unpleasant to the eye. That's just my opinion on that. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I
you
believe,
know
yeah, like this this whole thing about technology, yeah. Like we if you look at the pyramids, yeah, like that's evidence of a high advanced like civilization or high
Have
advanced
you heard about the
technology that
elongated headed people?
the
Brian
what, sorry?
Forrester's the elongated headed people. Brian Forrester's found some skulls in South America, and somebody where I live in the UK, Marie Wheatley, she's found these elongated skulls, and they made the long barrows. Now she reckons they have an extra chakra, everything. These people were far more advanced than us. Subhuman,
Yeah,
they're called.
yeah, I believe they might have like I'm sitting there thinking now, like was we made by someone who was more advanced than us? Because the way I see it is we're sitting here, I can't really I don't know. I mean I can't I've lost my word. I don't think I'm capable of basically reaching a higher level of consciousness naturally.
I think
I believe
I
there's
think
other races.
I think we're all capable of reaching that high level
Naturally,
of
naturally though, naturally.
yeah, I think we are.
What
I think we are, cause you gotta think of our ancestors. You got to think about ancestors. How high level of natural consciousness were they in? Like our ancestors, they were masters of alchemy. They could be in, you know what I'm saying? They could be in water. They could be in air. They could be in land. You see what I'm saying? But over time, when their history was stolen from them and hidden from us, so was our consciousness to do the great things that they could do. Like when people mention, really can't properly explain how the pyramids were built, to me, my logical explanation of how the pyramids were built, because they were conscious enough in alchemy, so they used alchemy to build the pyramids. That's the only way you can line them up with That's the only way I can. That's the only explanation I can think of, for the pyramids to line up with the sun, the moon, and the stars. You see what I'm saying? When you read about Hermes and Thoth and Isis, you know what I'm saying? They were all basically originators of alchemy. You know, they might, I don't know, they might could have been, they might seem like Egyptians or whatever, but then I think about, and when you think about this alchemy, they just thinking like the origin of chemistry, mixing chemicals or whatever. I was like, no, Al, it's like, you know what I'm saying? To be an alchemist, it's like, you got al, then you got chemistry. This like all chemistry in one. And so when I think about this level of consciousness, like when you look at, shout out to Huey, alchemy isn't real. Gary said alchemy isn't real. Oh Lord. Alchemy is very much
I
real,
mean,
dude.
we
If
can call it
alchemy,
what we
hold
want.
on, if alchemy isn't real, they wouldn't have textbooks on alchemy. So, since they have textbooks on alchemy and alchemy isn't real, that means that history isn't real because they have textbooks on history. Science isn't real because they have textbooks on science. Now, you see what that bold statement is going to lead me to do? So you shouldn't do that if you have no proof. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the wordplay type. It's the wordplay. They get the words with the
Right. I
bad
mean,
echo.
oh yeah, yeah. But real quick, back to finishing up my point, then I rest my mic. But that's when I look at, like, shout out to Huey P. Nuisance when he was able to bend that paper. He set a paper on something. He was able to move that paper with his hand. See, he tapped in. He was able to tap into his spiritual alchemy. It's four types of alchemy. Okay, it's physical, therapeutic, spiritual, and what's the other one? I read part of the book on it. Spiritual. Let me think. Spiritual, therapeutic, physical, and mental. There it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't mistaken, yeah, it's mental, spiritual, therapeutic, and physical alchemy. Those are the four stages. And what we was able to see Huey do with that paper, I've done it myself with a flame of fire. I wish I could demonstrate now, but I would lose my focus. I have to have my total focus on that. But he tapped into his spiritual alchemy, and he was able to move that piece of paper with his hand. You know, which is uh telepathy kind of falls into the category of spiritual alchemy. Now, when people think of telepathy, they thinking it's some type of mind power. They actually only have little to do with. When you look at telepathy, you got tele, then you got the word path in the word. Tele tele means basically to communicate. You know what I'm saying, or to communicate, or to move. And then you got path, which means road or journey. So when you using telepathy, you basically communicating with the frequency, with the frequency path that's already here under our feet on earth. You know what I'm saying? I was able, about a month or so ago, I was able to tap into my spiritual alchemy because I was back there in my room smoking and smoking and chilling, and I lit a candle to try to let some of that aroma get in to overcome the gas smell. A more proper way to put the smoke, what I was smoking, but yeah, to overcome the smell. And so I got to thinking about what Huey did, and then I was like, I wonder could I do this? I wonder could I do that with this flame? And sure enough, once I actually focused, I mean, I gave myself that tunnel vision, and I was able to focus on that flame, and I was able to move that flame through I was able to move the flame from the candle with my hand. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual alchemy. Alchemy is so much real, dude. Just because you don't understand alchemy does not mean that it does not exist. Okay? All you gotta do is read up on it. But like I said, I believe that our ancestors used alchemy to form those pyramids. Especially if those pyramids is made with the same exact material that's laying under it from the earth. You know what I'm saying? And cause like when you watch these fictional shows like
But they put the stones
Go ahead.
underneath it first.
Huh?
There are big stones under the pyramids in Egypt.
Right.
But have anybody seen the documentary where they use water to actually move those stones?
Yeah, I seen that.
And I believe that's the most accurate excuse because if we go back to the scriptures and realize Joseph, which was one of God's chosen, was sent to Egypt. Basically, he was sold into slavery in Egypt, and he was the one that the Pharaoh put in charge of stocking all the grains and doing a lot of things because he had wisdom and knowledge that surpassed all the rest of the Egyptians. So I believe Joseph came up with that water system that actually helped them build that pyramid.
Yeah, the water that levels. They were able to cut the stone, used on level water. They were able to float the stone, used on level water. Like water
And
had.
if we compare that to scripture, yeah, that's more accurate than the rest of those fairy tales.
Now I do think that they had some woolly mammoths and different things in that area, like some large pre-dynastic animals that we're not familiar with. I do think that they use stuff like that. If it's, I wouldn't say dinosaurs. I'm just gonna say pre-dynastic large animals. I do think that they used things like that.
Yes, we know that the animals were a lot much bigger back in those days, just like people were a lot bigger. So I do believe that it were prehistoric animals, not dinosaurs, but animals that were a lot bigger.
I was thinking that the other day. I know that dinosaurs don't exist, but I do believe one time or another, um, dragons roamed the earth. For the simple fact, no, for real. I mean, not, I know it sounds crazy. I'm just saying, but who knows? They might not be in flying dragons as Hollywood likes to make it, but I'm just saying I believe because when you look at you look at the Komodo dragon, there has to be an offspring from a more larger living mass, right? That probably have been who had to mate who had to mate with a much smaller creature than it. I mean, with a smaller creature than itself somehow, and over time, the kind of mating season had gotten smaller. You know, the bodies that made it or whatever probably gotten smaller and smaller over time because nobody really can explain where the kimono dragon come from. We just know that they're very venomous, they're very vicious, and sometimes they can attack without warning, just like a regular dragon. It's like they carry the characteristics of a regular dragon. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're very stealthy. They move slow, but
Mm-hmm.
when they want to jet and move fast, you're not gonna get away.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's poison.
but
You can use their venom to paralyze people. You know.
man, check this. Everybody remember where we at? I'm gonna double back real quick, back to the pyramids real quick. And so here's one question that okay, I think we all know a little bit of the pyramids, but here's one question we all deserve to ask. Who's archaeologists, right?
Okay, I got my mic.
Where is the limestone casings
Welcome,
that
Sean G.
ever had anything to
It might
do
just be
with
for
the
you, though.
construction of the pyramids that they say fell off during some earthquake in such and such 1700s or whatever, some earthquake that don't make no sense because the pyramids were half covered with sand at that particular time. So therefore, if the casings fell off, the casings up under the sand, right, that hadn't been excavated during that time because the pyramids were under sand. So where is those limestone stone casings that made the pyramid have this smooth look that they always try to tell you how the pyramids looked when they were fully finished? And there's always these 3D imaging documentaries and stuff that try to use their computer CGI imagery to try to make us believe that the pyramids had a smooth, shiny finish. But where's the proof of the limestone? Anywhere in the area. You see what I'm saying? Crickets. You're going to get crickets every time you ask this question. So y'all keep that in mind.
Wow, he never seen.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? If you think that they were in sand, they'll say the people used them to build houses, won't they?
There's no proof of limestone anywhere in the area. I've investigated this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what they'll say.
I really don't know how important the limestone is to the pyramids, but I do know that there was limestone on the pyramids. But how important is that?
Well, it's one of those things to where we're either catching them in the lie, right, or we're exposing that something is missing from the site.
Now, anybody that's a brick mason or do any type of construction, they would probably tell you that the limestone being put on top of those pyramids would have been a great idea. Probably would have been something that would have been suggested, but they could have transported that limestone from different places just like they transported those rocks from different places. It doesn't necessarily have to come from that area. So you might not find limestone in that area, but doesn't mean that it was never covered with limestone. I would need more proof and more research to actually speak on that.
And that's a whole lot of limestone, let me tell you. But here's the thing. You got to keep this in mind. They said that the reason why the limestone is not in place on the pyramids is because of an earthquake, not because somebody took it down and moved it.
Oh, now I never believed nothing like that. Anything that valuable like limestone, I'm pretty sure somebody would have took all of that.
So we on the hunt for the missing limestone now. You feel me?
Yeah, I get it. I would like to say I work at a factory right now, and it's these stones that we use to sharpen our blades with, and they're made out of limestone. And the first thing my boss told me was, these stones are very expensive. These stones were used to make the pyramids, so be careful with these stones. And they're called limestone. That's the only reason I ever knew anything about limestone. It's from this job that I'm working at right now. So somebody's using limestone.
Yeah, they could have just stole all of it. But imagine how much limestone they stole off the pyramids, and then defaced. They defaced the pyramids. So we're exposing something here by bringing this up. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
That's vandalism.
It probably doesn't mean they wouldn't say like that, but they destroyed a lot of the pyramids, and a lot of churches are built on top of what were pyramids.
Are the churches made out of limestone?
So I'm not sure, but they destroyed, there's been hundreds of pyramids. There's a pyramid up the road from me in the UK called Silbury Hill. It's in Avebury near a stone circle, sort of about 20, 30 miles away. And nobody around here knows, they just think it's a mound of earth. But it's not. People have been inside it, and it's a pyramid. It's now, if you go to the pyramids of the world, it's there. And a picture of the long barrows made by those elongated head people, which Marie Wheatley says there's 1,000 years difference between them.
Hey, can y'all still hear me out there?
The elongated headed people, these ones here, they were only about 5'5". 5 foot, 5 foot.
Can y'all
5.
still hear me?
And actually, the round-headed people built the round mounds, and they were taller. So, yeah, have they ever told us the truth about our past?
About the elongated headed people, I can say, was somebody trying to say they were extraterrestrial or something like that?
They definitely had some
extra they're not extraterrestrial. They're just not mentioned, are they, really? That's all. They just keep finding them now. And they say subhuman because they're different to us. That doesn't mean they're aliens. It just means that they're not in our history books.
That's why all these technologies or all these old artifacts that people find in like the buildings, like pyramids and stuff. The reason why they blame it on aliens is because like you'll be able to investigate these things and then know that these things were built by advanced civilizations, advanced people, technology. Do you know what I mean? So that's why has been around from like day one, from dot.
Yeah, we used to be a lot more advanced.
I don't think it was us. Our ancestors. If it was us, we should be able to do it again easily. If we're all awake now, so what do? We're all standing still. We're trying to wake everyone else up. People ain't waking up because
there's a lot of lost knowledge still to be found. Like right now, there's a lot of lost knowledge. We woke, but we only woke to the knowledge. We still have to get the knowledge and feed ourselves with it. We are nowhere near as smart as our ancestors were. Our ancestors were the geniuses. These were the people that dealt, just like Titan was saying with the chemistry and stuff like that. These were the people that did all of the cloning and things like that back in the day. So we can't get back to that point. We can't get back to that point, but
why?
We don't really understand where we live anyway, by the way. So I know this is something different, but because I'm driving past them. But a lot of people don't realise that our trees are electric. The trees, our own trees, are electric.
Look, let me blow your mind as well. Like obviously the land that we live on as well, it's a motherboard. Like, have you seen the pictures from the air? You're looking at the tall buildings and the way everything's structured, and you look at a motherboard, it's kind of structured the same way. So this thing goes deeper than what we think.
I always said that myself, but
it goes
the ley line.
The way my mind's just open right now, I'm not even gonna pass anything. I'm not gonna let anything pass.
Marie Wheatley reckons the elongated headed people made the ley lines. They were made.
Yeah. There's definitely a secret advanced civilization amongst us. Definitely. I mean, naturally, we can't, or naturally, I don't know. Well, I know naturally I can't reach that high level naturally. We should be able to do it naturally.
It would make the reason.
Sorry?
It would make the reason why we're not being saved from our oppression and the things that we're going through, because they're so advanced in the thoughts wherever they are, mentally and spiritually, they're so advanced that they can't even come down to the lower level of thinking that we are on to to even be in the same realm of us. Some of them probably do, and we're probably coming into their realm, and that's why we're able to witness and see what we see.
Yeah.
For the most part, we definitely are not on the same page.
But no, you're awake, I'm awake. So the things that I see now, I'm able to figure it out and know that, okay, this is not what it is. Do you know what I mean? I saw a video the other day of Prince Harry and Meghan. Yeah, I don't know where they were, but Meghan looked like she was spaced out. I don't know if you guys saw that video as well. She almost looked like she was a robot. But this was in like the public eye, like she was at an event with Prince Harry and everyone else. And she completely, you've seen those videos with the celebrities or the news reporters spazzing out. She just completely malfunctioned. It was
Al
almost
Rover,
like she was watching a robot.
They did it with Al Roper. They did it with,
I seen that
with Britney Spears. There's one other news reporter that did it with Katy Perry. They just spaz out and then they snap back into it like like what the hell is going on?
I was even watching something yesterday, yeah, of Michael Jackson. This shit goes even deep. I don't know if you've heard of this guy called Dave or whatever. Like, I saw this clip of this guy, Dave, and apparently, like, him and Michael Jackson was like good friends. Dave was he had an accident. I mean, his dad burned him or something, and his whole body was like burned. He had like 93 degrees burns or something like that. But apparently, the guy's just a costume. He's just in a costume. Michael Jackson's actually just in a costume. He's not even dead.
Yeah,
he's not dead.
I seen that. I can go back even further than that. I seen a video where it seemed that Elvis Presley was spazzing out in one of his interviews, like about a year or two before he died. You know what I'm saying? That mind control shit goes back far as far as the entertainment industry can go.
They're mind fucking us, man. Mind fucking us. Like I would even, I don't know, man. And I don't know. Like it's weird because a celebrity could come out, even Tupac. I don't know much about Tupac, or I'm just guessing here. Like all these celebrities that come out the woodwork, they've got family. Who are these people though? Who really knows them?
Nobody really. They only know
these people they call. Look at these people they call handlers.
Mm-hmm.
The people they call handlers are really
their parents.
No. The people that are called handlers are the ones that are putting these people in trance. They are the what do you call them?
Puppet masters.
They're the puppet, but they you call it they're the ones that like
control their whereabouts.
They call the gatekeepers.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're always standing next to these people, like whoever the star is or whoever the celebrity is. They're always like close by, and they are the what are not magician? It's another name. The people that put you in a trance.
Oh,
hypnotist, man, hypnotist.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what the handle.
Well, I think. Listen, if they've got advanced technology such as that, they can make robots, and the robot looks human being. Then these people that we've been seeing in our past history, like celebrities, people that have just paved the way. I don't know. Like, have these people been robots?
It's something going on. Something's going on.
It's like the whole world is.
Has anybody seen the movie Surrogate? The movie Surrogate. Has anybody seen that Bruce Willis movie, The Surrogates?
Yeah, I seen that movie.
Now, you think about the prophet in that movie, the prophet dude with the dreads that everybody was looking for to lead them out of the bondage. He turned out to be a robot in that movie also. They were trying to tell us something in that movie. So a lot of the people that we look to are actually not robots literally, Like we gotta remember what a robot is and what a robot means spiritually. What's the significance of a robot? So they have turned a lot of people into machines without actually having to do it literally. So we're looking at these celebrities and wondering why they're not acting the same anymore. Because these celebrities have been turned into machines. Yes, they do clone people literally. They do have ways to take people out and replace them with other things. But before they do that, they have a lot of ways of controlling people's minds and mental. But what deceives us is thinking that our ancestors were dumber than us, that the people before us were dumber and we got smarter over time. No, we got dumber over time. We've been dumbed down. Our ancestors been knew how to control, manipulate, and mess with people's minds years ago, hundreds and thousands of years ago. They've been had entertainment industries back then. They had all types of celebrities and things. So this is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. The same thing going on today was going on yesterday. So yes, they do have clones. They know how to clone people. They know how to make robots that look just like people. And they also know how to control a person's minds. They can take through radio wave and all types. Like I'm pretty sure if you guys are aware, we wouldn't even be on this panel. But we gotta not lose focus of how deceptive this government is and what the type of things they will do to manipulate us.
That's right.
They manipulate us in so many styles. It's this one commercial that comes on the radio, promoting the general insurance, auto insurance or whatever. And it was like, the general can get you started and get you a quote and even get you hooked up with insurance. And it said, and you know what? And you don't even gotta talk to a person. And like that's the fucking problem that the world has. We're so we done got so caught up, we done got so used to speaking to a damn automated robot, no matter damn near what business phone call we call almost or whatever, that that they thinking it's convenient not to speak to a person. I'm like I'm like, no, that's inconvenient. I want to speak to a real person. I don't want to go through depending on the situation, but really any situation. I don't want to talk to a damn automated robot. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to a real person. What the fuck are they even getting paid for to sit at a call center? Why they even getting paid to sit at a call center if we're not talking to them on a call? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But people are just so caught up. It's like they happy with being robots. They have to depend on technology instead of depending on their self. You know, that's just my opinion. But I rest the flow. Sun and Moon, did you want to chime in or Karen?
Hello, Joe. I'm driving at the moment. Going to work. A bit boring. I'm wondering though, sometimes they may have put doubles in with Michael Jackson and that, like, this is it for. He was so strange when he went on to talk about coming and doing all these concerts. Most people didn't think it was him, he was so weird. You don't know if they're slightly possessed or where they are in their lives, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it all because everything's a lie.
Everything. History.
Everything. Not
History,
just one
science.
thing, everything.
Yeah. Everything is a lie, at least 90% of it. But see, we can't see
Well,
it.
even the things they put in place, they're not there
Yeah,
for the reasons that they're telling us.
right. Right. One thing about that,
Nothing to make us feel better. And the one thing I started to say is that you talk about all the animals and the animals, we're the animals as well. We're just the same. They treat us like we're the animals. They experiment on us, use us, it's the same thing.
lock us
Kill
in
us, they don't care
cages.
about killing us.
They lock us in cages. Sometimes wrongfully lock us in cages. Uh, just like my cat. When I'm outside, when I have my door open, I let my cat, you know, sometimes come out and or peek her head out, try to get some fresh air. Cause I said just cause my cat is an animal, I'm not gonna keep her caged up in the house all day like an animal. So I let her come outside and roam the little breezeway and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But people, we've
Yeah, we're doing some kind of open air prison, aren't we?
right,
It is. We
right.
don't have rights. They keep telling us we've got democracy, but we don't. We don't have it. We're in some kind of communism. It's been it. I watched this guy. He's not a flat earther. Rich G. Hall. Can't remember his channel now, but he did a bit on he's a conspiracy person, but he just doesn't believe in flat Earth. He was saying that after the Second World War, they brought these Russians over, and they changed the plan a bit, whereas the Russians just took everything away. With us, they slowly made us slaves to death. So it's the same program about demoralizing the people, the whole thing. It's the same program.
Mm-hmm.
Except they, made us slaves to death. Well, that was happening at the end of the Second World War. And I just think they've made quite a narcissistic society, to be honest. I mean, they've changed the laws so that we can't help each other, be nice to each other, the whole thing. Over here, they've used the Slavery Act so that you can't help anybody. They've used the law.
Law is just a way of controlling a mass of people instead of you having.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? So you're using law to control yourself, basically. Do you know what I mean? Just to keep
They call it the law.
Can I just ask you, where about you in the UK? Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Brixton, like South London.
Oh right. Do you know Roxanne Glen?
Roxanne Glen? No. Where are you based?
Me, I'm Berkshire, near Reading.
Reading, okay.
You know, the M4 goes from London to Bristol, and I live halfway along.
Halfway along, okay. Yeah, you sound very local as well, like your voice, your accent.
Yeah, from the UK.
She's from bloody England.
Yeah, Joe likes taking the mickey out of me, don't you, Joe?
I Titan.
Yes,
I sent
sir.
you a link here, a YouTube link. I don't know if you want to play it. Just show everyone.
It's in the put it in the group chat. Oh, okay. Let me look at it. Let me see. This Bo Jackson. Is it in the? Where'd you put it in the back chat?
Yeah, I just texted it through the Google Hangout.
There it is. I see it. Meghan Markle is a robot. Okay. And people and Gary asked, and Gary Rose said, "Oh, you believe in magic spells?" Trying to be funny. We finna show you. We about to show you what a magic spell is.
I mean, we do magic all the time.
The time.
By talking and all these other things.
I guess this is Prince Harry and his girl.
Hold on, I'm playing it now.
Her face does not move. Look at that. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not normal. Bro, get out of here. What is that? That's some Illuminati shit.
Let me do it again.
This is some weird fucking shit right here. I guess this is Prince Harry and his girl. Her face does not move. Look at that. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's almost like it's a malfunction.
That's not normal.
But normally,
bro,
get out of here.
She's acting like
what
a robot.
That?
That's a robot, bro.
You know what that reminds me of?
Illuminati shit.
You know what that reminds me of? This is exactly what it reminds me of.
What's that Arnold Schwarzenegger's film? Total Recall. When he dresses up as a woman, and he tries to go through the airport, and he malfunctions and he starts twitching.
This is exactly what it reminds me of. Let's play a clip real quick.
She looks like she comes from Thunderbirds.
Look.
But this is what normally they'll
Hi, my name is Monica, and I'm a Lyft driver. I love Express Pay because I'm able to cash out instantly any day of the week.
Check out this.
So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I am stoked. I mean, I can't wait to see how this game like unfolds. I try to avoid any kind of early stuff for it. I haven't looked at any.
This is exactly. I played the demo today. It's pretty fun.
I've been stepping on it for a minute.
Look, this is exactly. Look, this is exactly what her face looked like. All of these are robots. All of these are robots, well, except her. She's the master. The robots are the puppets, and the humans are the masters. But the game is basically about how robots are becoming human or whatever because they're starting to develop human feelings like anger and happiness and betrayal and stuff. So they start to turn on the humans because they feel that the humans are betraying them, you know. But just like the Matrix, how everybody were robots, and then the Matrix started turning on itself. You know how the Matrix started turning on itself when everybody was waking up to the real world. Then Mrs. Smith has sent a virus through the Matrix to have everybody have the Matrix turn on itself.
Find Captain Allen.
Look.
Is there anything else on this side? I didn't see anything. Oh wait, hold on. Let's take this.
Look. So this is how her face look. No emotion.
What is this? A cartoon or animation?
No, this is a video game. Detroit Become Human. It's a PlayStation exclusive. I'm getting this game.
Okay.
I'm getting this game
So
eventually.
it's animation,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is actual gameplay. This right here is the thing.
Okay.
This scene is part of the demo that I played, but this is the whole gameplay, I think. A part of it. He only filmed 45 minutes of it. But I use this to basically compare to what we see here.
This is some weird fucking shit right here.
Look at it.
I guess this is Prince Harry and his girl.
Now, didn't that robot's face basically didn't move? It didn't move like hers the same way.
What I've noticed, yeah, like these things kind of mount up.
Can I say something? You don't know whether that footage is real or not, do you? Though.
No, we really don't. We really don't. But when we see this. But when we see this, we know that the footage is real. And this is basically the same. This is basically the same thing that happens. Look, he's all laughing and joking now.
Distance between bodies in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of
there you go.
memories today.
There you go. Boom. Right when she said Holy Ghost. Look, his face does not move.
Music history. 35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll.
He don't even blink. His hands ain't moving. His eyes not blinking. So who knows? Maybe the video was altered, but
what do you think? What do you think was unreal about that video, the Prince Harry video?
Man, everything. The skin. I mean, we're human, and we all know that was some unhuman movement anatomy going on.
Definitely. I'm saying. I think someone mentioned that video might not be a real video.
Oh yeah, Karen said we really can't confirm if it's real, if it's a real video or not.
That's 100% real. That's 100% real. It's all over the internet. They were at an event. I mean, I could search. You could do the research yourself. I think they were at a charity event.
But let's say that video isn't real or what? Oh, no, let's say that the video isn't real. Okay, let's back carrying up on this. Let's say the video isn't real. It looks very similar. It looks very similar. All right, I'm getting a bunch of background. Hey, let me mute you out real quick, Mike. But it looks very very similar to people who
How man functioned in the past.
you see what I'm saying? Let's all right. Let's
Pull
do
up
hold on, let's do Katy Perry. Let's do Katy Perry. She did the same thing.
When you got a chance as well, yeah, look up the basketball game, the NBA finals with and there was a guy. I mean, I don't really know their names and stuff, but there was a guy that was getting his a presenter that was getting his mic fixed, and he was just standing there, spaced out.
Here's a malfunction right here. I remember seeing this one. This is one of her concerts. This is one of her concerts in Nashville, Tennessee last year. Okay. This is right close to home, about 45 minutes away from me. Look. There go the hand signs. Shit. There we go. Watch. There go the hand signs to communicate with her puppet masters that hey, something's going wrong. She did it again. She keep doing it, let them know, hey, somebody need to come to my rescue. Watch this. Now watch this. Now Gary, you say that, basically magic don't exist. Basically demon possession don't exist. Magic spells aren't real. Now watch. You are about to witness Katy Perry's eyes turn completely black right before she falls out on stage. As a matter of fact, let me put it in full screen. Boom. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Magic don't exist. Why the fuck her eyes turn completely black? Let's say we're watching a paranormal activity movie. Yeah, Hollywood does a really good job fictionalizing demon possession and witchcraft. Look at the hand sign. Look at the hand sign. She got the hand sign right there. You know what I'm saying? She looks up. Look, her eyes are completely black. You think I'm hallucinating? Look. Oh shit. Let me back up a little bit. Boom. Now look. Now look.
The blackness of the eyes.
Now look. Now you see her eyes are fine right there, right? You see her eyes are perfectly fine right there, right? Y'all can see the whites of her eyes, right?
Might have been just a shadow.
No. Shadows will make your eyes completely.
Huh?
You see what I'm saying?
I see the eyes, but there's an explanation.
Go ahead.
If we think about our ancestors, there was one point when they were able to dilute their pupils, or not dilute, but the pupil would take over most of the white part of the eye.
Mm-hmm.
The more smarter you were, the more knowledge you got. Like they would keep children in the dark for years just so they can observe the sky. So
I understand that as far as trying to connect back back with nature, but this right here,
Right, but
this right
right,
here,
remember they took all our knowledge and reversed it. So they're using it for evil now. Now this could be some type of trance or something that she was put in to make her eyes dilute to that, or her pupil of her eyes not dilute, but whatever the word would be for the reversal of diluting.
I say that she was possessed.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
what I'm
It's a
saying.
possession,
I
but
said
not the way we always perceive perception. Now we look at possession as like some spirit has jumped into your body and taken you over like that. No, they have ways of taking over your body through microwaves and other types of sending energies to your bodies. But I never subscribed to the spirits actually taking over someone's body or a demon or something like that, because the demons and the spirits to me would be the evil energies that exist on this planet. Things like envy, lust, hate, greed. All of these things have intelligence and they do work in the form of government, but they are not the things we always been taught they were, like these monsters and demons and gargoyles and stuff like that. Like I just can't subscribe to none of that because I've never seen one in person. I've actually never experienced one in person, but I have experienced evil, lust, hate, greed,
me
and they
neither.
do possess people every day.
Me neither. But I say if they are such thing as like crazy looking creatures, unsymmetrical creatures or whatever, that to me they were already here. They just hiding and come out at the right times. Maybe the quote unquote demon witching hour, which is which is around about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I've had a lot of that's when I've had several trips to hell, uh per se, during those times. You know what I'm saying? Like having an out of body experiments. It wasn't a pleasant experience of course, but the what I'm saying is, but I like what you're saying to me really really doesn't like do anything for what's going on with her, for the simple fact she's already, you know, that she's already going through something. You know what I'm saying? She even says, "Hey, I'm not feeling too well," right? And then right here, see, her eyes are fine. Oop, let me back up.
And then she falls, yeah?
Yeah.
Same thing like Hillary Clinton, and they had to pick her up when she was walking away from. There was a scene when she was walking away, she dropped. I've seen quite a few of them do that as well.
I backed it up I mean, I didn't back it up far enough. I remember seeing that. There it is. Look, they all glossy.
Yeah,
They
that was
black
like
and shit.
that was like a robot.
You see what I'm saying?
Eyes.
And then she throwing the high. She's looking at something. Her eyes are focused on something. She sees something that we cannot see, and it possessed the fuck out of her. Look at her eyes. Just focus on where her eyes. Her eyes are focused on something that nobody else in the crowd can see. That's what happens when you
Yeah,
possess. When you possess, you get to see shit.
I see what you're saying. That could be. See their technology. Yeah, they could be trying to power her up. She's losing power, and then they power it up through the eyes.
You see what I'm saying? The eyes are powerful, man. The eyes reach into your soul. They're just like in that movie Constantine, when he had to take a trip to hell. You know, he had the power to go in and out of hell at will. And what he do? He set he he set his body, he set his feet in a pot full of water, seeing that as electricity run under our feet, and water amplifies, enhances the power of electricity, right? So you need electricity to pull him through earth into a hell or whatever. But before he did it, what did he do? he looked into the eyes of a cat. He looked into the eyes of the cat to open up that door to travel. That's why I love my cat so much because I'm slowly connecting my alchemy with my cat. You know, when she's going too far, and I'll be like, hey Tiny, you going too far, and then she still wants. Sometimes she'll listen and turn back, but if I feel that she's not listening to me like well enough to come back towards the house or to come back in the house, I take off my shoe and I scratch, preferably barefoot, and I scratch along the ground or whatever, and almost immediately she falls out on the ground because I basically have her then. It's something she can't resist. You know what I'm saying? Because I done tapped in with the frequency, and I'm able to communicate her by doing that. I can able to communicate with her by doing that by a frequency. Try to get on her frequency or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Who's that?
basically,
Your cat?
yeah, my cat. But like I say,
Cats are deep. Cats are very, very deep. I mean, I've had encounters when I was young. I can remember like
mm-hmm.
I can remember this encounter very, very well, and I was really young. I'm not gonna go into that. I mean, I've had a few encounters. I mean, when something comes up, when a topic comes up, I might explain. But I've seen your. I think you mentioned before like there's people um there's like spirits or jinns or whatever like maybe living amongst us.
Yeah, it's definitely other frequencies that exist right here among us.
And they're
That's what I'm
appear and
saying.
disappear
But
when they wish. Like they
yeah,
can
and
appear and disappear
Ha!
when
Is
they
it the
wish.
cats then? Are you joking?
I
The
mean,
cats.
I need to do
Cats.
I need to do a
I think I
show.
think I think they might. I think these jinns like they can transform into like different things. Transforms into cats as well. I don't know, but I've got a feeling that they can appear and disappear. From my encounter, from what happened to me, it seemed that way.
I mean, a bit. One day I need to do a show on my Science Academy channel. About cats and really deepen in and studying cats and stuff because
Who
I
knows? Who
think through
knows about cats?
I think through spiritual alchemy and probably even mental alchemy, we can really connect the cats and 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 dominate over them. Not using that in a bad term, but dominate over them as far as oops. Let me stop sharing my screen. But dominate over them as far as being able to show the connection, controlling them as far as showing the connection, or how people can connect and get on the same wavelength as cats or any other animals of this world. I like
Yeah,
to fly.
cats. They definitely are connected to something that we're naturally not connected to. I mean, we might be connected to it, but they are in. They're able to like the frequency that they're vibrating on is different to us, or should I say the spirit realm? They're more in touch. They're definitely in touch with the spirit realm, and I think birds
Hmm.
are too, like pigeons.
I always thought about that about birds. Definitely.
Birds are too. There's something that I know, yeah, that I've seen as well. Like I think Sanchez made a video of your aura, your chakras. I kept missing his open panel. I wanted to talk about certain things that obviously that I saw. But one thing that I can clarify that we do have an umbilical cord that connects us to the earth, and it's like this white light that's basically just beaming from our heads and going into the sky. And if you guys pay attention, yeah, if you watch pigeons, yeah, like when I found out about this whole chakra thing was through an experience. I actually saw this umbilical cord, which I know to be now your crown chakra. Now, when this crown chakra is activated, when it's activated, because I saw one person with a crown chakra on their head. I didn't know what it was at the time until I actually just went away and Googled like certain things, and I came up and it gave me the information that I was seeking. So basically, this crown chakra, this beam of light, that's basically coming from the top of your head and going into the sky. If you watch the behaviors of pigeons when they're flying over you, what do people say? People say when a pigeon shits on you, it's good luck, yeah? Since I've noticed that, okay, we have like these things on the top of our head when maybe sometimes when we're feeling good or when we're vibrating on a high frequency, do you know what I mean? And then if you watch the pigeons, they will actually fly in between this light. They can actually see it. So I reckon when the pigeon like poos or shits on you, it's almost like it's flying through this beam of light, and it feels something that makes it poo. So that's why you get a pigeon shit on your head. But
nice.
When you
Can I just say,
go out,
don't animals live by their senses a lot more, whereas we've lost that. We're too worried and stuck in anxiety and lies and all that. But they live much more by their senses, and we've lost that. Well, some of us haven't, and we have it. We don't use it.
Hold on, real quick,
Intuition.
fam.
They live with intuition. We don't anymore.
When you get a chance, yeah, just watch the behaviors of pigeons. Like, just watch their behavior. They'll fly over your head and fly in between your head, as in like the middle. And then if you see a pigeon coming towards you, what's funny is if you see it coming towards you, and then you look up, you look at it, it flies away. It turns. It's almost like it aborts the mission.
Hold on real.
Don't look at it.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick. Someone said this clip is only like 45 seconds. Marvey says, some says she sold her soul. Talking about Katy Perry says she sold her soul to Satanists. This is exactly what she did. And we got proof right here. Before people be like, we just conspiracy nuts and ain't nobody sell their soul to the devil. Okay. Real quick.
He's doing really well now.
Mute y'all mics real quick.
We see your icon.
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15.
Okay.
Because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so
I'm sorry. Give me a second.
About, what
if you can't see it, Joe.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna fix it.
To the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Shit. There it is. Hold on. I'll play it back. I'm working with two screens here, so give me a second. Okay, so you need to see what I'm doing. Here's proof. Can y'all see it? There it is. It's here.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah.
He's doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago? Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Boom. So she is possessed. But I mean, it's just not her either. Then you got, hold on. Then you got people like him. Listen to what he says.
Yo, gang,
This is my first time back in America for the past like 3-4 months. Let me give about this motherfucker for a second. You know, because I love the game so much, and I'm so passionate about it, that I just can't take this shit sometimes. And if they take everything away from me, it wouldn't fucking matter. Artists be too concerned about their well-being sometimes. Artists be too scared to stand up for something. They scared to lose their fucking house. Or they scared to lose their record deal. I sold my soul
Hold
to
on.
the devil.
It's getting to it.
I
It's getting
know
to it.
it's a crappy deal.
He
He
just
just came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
said it. Did you
But
hear?
it's like a Happy Meal. Crappy deal. I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. He just came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
So, who cares if you sell your soul to the devil? As long as your light bills is paid, right? That's basically what he just said. I know it was a crappy deal, but I got nice cars, my rent paid, my lights paid. You know, I mean, people think witchcraft. We got brainwashed people out there who really think that witchcraft don't exist. Oh, you know what? How about we expose everybody's favorite how about we expose everybody, you know what I'm saying, favorite rapper? It was one song, damn, that takes some digging. But anyway, it was one song where Tupac admits to selling his soul to the devil. You know, it's just witchcraft exists, people. I mean, point blank, it really does. You know. But go ahead, though. I just wanted to show that. My wrist will flow. Anybody? Yeah.
Joe, I'm really sorry. I think I have to go. I'm at work now and I've got things to do here.
Oh no, Karen, don't leave. No, just playing. You have a great day. Do not work too hard.
Yeah, it's been brilliant hangout, though. Yeah, good. Talk about different things and who knows with these people. Sometimes it's maybe how the light catches them, but I do agree. So many strange things. That's what you lied to so much.
Right.
You know?
You lied to. You don't know what's truth and what's not. You know.
No.
I appreciate you coming through though, Karen.
Oh yeah, it's been ages. You know I love you.
And everybody, definitely. Let me see if I can. Everybody, definitely go out and subscribe to Sun and Moon's channel. I'm gonna put her link in the description box. If y'all just tuning
We're
in,
having a bit of a sort of, I don't know, on Friday night. Maybe you can join us. Are you working Friday?
yeah, you know, I work on the weekends. I work Fridays through Saturdays for 12 hours each. Yeah, so my my off days are during the week. And it sucks that I mostly go live when people at work and stuff. I've been wanting to go live at night, but family be here and it's hard for me to actually have a smooth show and still have to sometimes get up to interact with my family, try to make sure they don't get caught on camera and stuff to protect them. It's kind of hard. doing the show. But even though I know at evening time I'll be able to have more viewers and stuff. But so it's just.
Well, at least you're doing your thing, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's nice meeting you all, and yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining. Hello.
Anyway, but I just got things to do. So anyway, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. See you later.
Bye, Joe. Mwah.
Okay. Bye-bye. But yeah, definitely. Thank you for joining, Karen. I'm putting your link in the camera.
Jamaican Titan.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh. Shit. Yeah. My fault. I'm here. I have my mic muted.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go as well, man.
Well, I sure do appreciate you joining, Michael. And actually, let me go ahead and put this link there because I'm getting ready to wrap it up anyway. But I always leave. I always close my shows out. I always close my shows out with music, with a couple of music songs. This is Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Next time you're going live, just send the link, and I'll join the panel.
Hey, and I'm gonna send you the link to my hip hop album when it come out, man. It's gonna be coming out around July. So that's soon.
Okay. I sure do appreciate that.
I see you like the vibes like that, so I definitely have some music same wavelength, yeah.
Right. I mean, I give anybody, a chance to promote themselves.
All right. So I'll do that later. Yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hold on.
Peace out.
Peace out, fam. Thanks for joining, man. Thank you for joining.
Flat power.
Flat power. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this call, but stay tuned to the watch page because I'm gonna play a little music. I'm play a little music. Before I exit out. So I appreciate y'all joining. Sunday Moon joining, Mike joining, Level joining, Bo Jackson joined, but he had to drop out because he couldn't fix his mic. And I think it was at Framo, and Framo will join. So appreciate all y'all. And again, shout out to Destruction by Design for making that background for me that y'all see on the watch page. And then, but stay tuned. And to always remember to be kind to each other, stay true to yourself, stay flat, and keep it flat.
Peace.
All right, stay tuned, y'all. Night. All right. Actually, let me see if I can find this other video. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this other video. For that. All right, let me see if I can go to his page. Maybe it's on his page. And, let me see. Give me a second, fam. me see. Let me see. I know it's on here. Give me a second. But he got so many posts though. Is it this one? Nope. Benny and shoot. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. Y'all gonna like it though. It's my boy. My boy Hunch. Oh, here it is. Good. He just sent it to me. Yeah. This boy right here hot.
SD got it moving. Wax on wax off like I'm Daniel son. Hop on the track, I'm so arrogant. Hit my cock back, ain't nowhere to run. We pacing like a marathon, cause I ain't the one. You a basic phone. Call me hunter blazing like the sun. Tommy gun knock off your face and tongue. She get freaking when she lace the blunt. Pop the trunk, Mossberg, double pump. Piece the business, better get you some. Selling sacks for residuals, life of a black individual. Pistol for when they get critical. We been doing this since middle school. Niggas get hungry, eat all the food. Shit, we don't be breaking all the rules. 300 grams of some dog food. Wouldn't believe it if I ain't see it. Wouldn't believe me if I ain't been it. Load the pistol cause it's grimy season. Baby mama asked me what's the reason. Told the niggas hating cause we eatin'. Niggas slipping, that's why niggas sleeping. Tracking niggas like they weren't vegan. Rapping niggas like it's Christmas Eve. Tell them please believe me if they don't believe me. Rolling up the color purple, call it silly. Young niggas trying to live my life freely. Call me easy cause this shit is easy. On the way cause I can smell the money. Young niggas cause we street running. Trying to get our pockets full of hundreds. Wax on wax off like I'm Daniel son. Hop on the track, I'm so arrogant. Hit my cock back, ain't nowhere to run. Now we pacing like a marathon, cause I ain't the one. You a basic bum. Call me Huncho blazing like the sun. Tommy gun knock off your face and tongue. She been freaking when she lace the blunt. Wax on wax off like I'm Daniel son. Hop on the track, I'm so arrogant. Hit my cock back, ain't nowhere to run. We pacing like a marathon, cause I ain't the one. You a basic bum. Call me Huncho blazing like the sun. Tommy gun knock off your face and tongue. She been freaking when she lace the blunt. I kick a girl like a name son. I told my mama that I'm the one. I keep a shooter, don't need a gun. Knock a nigga out, Falcon punch. Act with the sprite, call it purple punch. Cheaper kids, they get ate for lunch. Exotic drugs, no, I got a bunch. Smoking good weed, tastes like Captain Crunch. I can't afford a nigga not to make it. Dumped in the smoking, then maybe look Asian. Look through the streets, fucked around and created. Your bitch on my line saying, not me your favorite. I ate a burger and I move like the majors. Know that you fuck niggas gonna keep hating. Bitch said she love me, I told her who say it. I do this shit where I feel like the greatest. Bossed up, gotta check up. Plus when these niggas don't give a fuck. Ran up their bag, left them in the dust. I'm the only person that a nigga trust. I got my name in the streets and I'm solid. So many bands, I don't carry a wallet. Trump said he jumping and come with hydraulics. Not me a boss in the streets, I'm a holic. I had a dream that I counted a million. Don't really care about a bitch opinion. I drip my body in diamonds and linen. I want the check, I don't care about the women. I kick the bitch, I don't care about her feelings. I catch a play like I'm Greg Jennings. Yellow perk, color Bart Simpson. Glock on me, got a nigga limping. Wax on wax off like I'm Daniel son. Hop on the track, I'm so arrogant. Hit my cock back, ain't nowhere to run. We pacing like a marathon, cause I ain't the one. You a basic bum. Call me Huncho blazing like the sun. Tommy gun knock off your face and tongue. She been freaking when she lace the blunt. Wax on wax off like I'm Daniel son. Hop on the track, I'm so arrogant. Hit my cock back, ain't nowhere to run. We pacing like a marathon, cause I ain't the one. You a basic bum. Call me Huncho blazing like the sun. Tommy gun knock off your face and tongue. She been freaking when she lace the blunt.
Man, you can't tell me that song wasn't fire. Dude, you can't tell me that song wasn't fire. But you know what? How about this one? You know I got to bring up the cipher.
You are live in the mix with DJ If you didn't know it then, you know it now.
I want to hear some bullshit. Let's go. It's your boy Gary, aka Gritty. You know what the fuck I do. I might fuck your bitch. I might show up a lot of reels. I might tell the bitch I got a hookah. Who knows? But guess what though? I solemnly swear not to fuck nobody's bitch this year. The booger whoop season is over. Let's do it.
My name ring bells, the best thing smoking. I'm in a whole nother league. Gotta stay focused. Check the time on my roll. It came from road running. Call me Titty Boy, been going off for 10 summers. Gotta play on my phone, they want 10 bundles. What's 10 bands to a nigga who's in real numbers? They rockin' knockoff shit, these little niggas think they clean. I'm running laps, and I'm jogging in my Robin jeans. My life a movie, tell the truth, I let you play a scene. Purple Kush tasting better than some Krispy Kreme. It's hustler, nigga, the name speak for itself. Giuseppe shoes, Giuseppe belt. Walked off in designer stores and bought it off the shelf. I'ma jug the whole bill till there's nothing left. Took a fall, crawled back, then I made it big. Only Lord knows all the shit that I done did. Hit the roads, brought them home, yeah, I took the risk. Brought the telly with the koozie, probably smashed a chick. Only thing that's on my mind to get my family rich. Take these 20 bands, turn them to 100 quick. Marshall, Tennessee, we hold it down, there's no discussion. Put them hammers on your head like I play percussion. This nigga say he getting money, but he really wasn't. Rest in peace to all the real, I'm forever fucked.
Too far back to my crib, so when I speak, niggas gon' listen. Don't rap, I just talk cash. See dollar signs when I'm spitting. You don't wanna see how I'm living. Won't publicize how I get it. And it's time to say I'm gon' fish. And I be taking orders
In a minute.
You ain't catching on, boy, I been straight. Double points, big boy play. See the Christmas, I'm snowflake. You bake said you just cupcake. I ain't telling no lies. I'm just dotting my eyes. Catch say he gon' ride. Nigga know good and well he gon' hide. No sugar coat for your candy paint. Give a damn what you niggas think. I'm everything that you niggas ain't. Just got a better bitch with a bigger bank. Street niggas gon' love. Sucker niggas gon' hate. Attitude be like fuck 'em. Nigga don't care as long as they pay. Been contemplating shit late. Know a lot of y'all who suspect. It's a lot of y'all gonna be upset when you catch wind of who up next. Flex Gator, that's project. Real tough guy, got a complex. Check the city, no context. Still cutting up and ain't done yet. One-on-one, I ain't done yet. And I ain't met a nigga who won yet. Bitch sharper than a thumbtack. Still blowing strong, got a dumb sex. Say damn what make him so good. One man possessed with two evil. Been riding around with two heathens. Flex back game up a Miss Weaver.
I'm a convicted felon, you know, convict. Range 2 offender, 35%. The judge looked at me and said, this don't make no sense. You facing all this time, and you ain't gon' snitch. I told my lawyer, fuck the judge, the DA a bitch. I'm getting interrogated, I ain't saying shit. My prison number 319496. One more slipper, I might do my life behind that fence. Stay paranoid, so approach me like you got some sense. Call me Coach Gangsta, ain't no players coming off this bitch. It's EBK every day, all day, I'm on that brother Lynch. Boy said these niggas need to tighten up, so I guess I'm the wrench. I done walked some long miles and you ain't walked an inch. Oh, he the shit, I bet this AK is gonna make you flinch. I smell pussy cause I'm so familiar with that stench. I usually don't get mad, but you niggas got me pissed. Caution signs everywhere, so take your own risk. Calvin done it to Ace, Rico done it to Mitch. Hot done it on Juice, he turned on all his friends. But Q and going down, he let his ass go at the end.
I'm 20 ounce, and I pulled me up a deuce. Fern wanted for murder, he blew the brains out all his coops. Vent narrow, perk by the gallon. Don't hit my hitter up unless you callin' by the Falcon. Gucci on my belt,
Gucci my cologne, she got her head all in my lap. So it's Gucci on her dome. All these fucking cheese on me. All this fucking cheese on me. Went and bought a cutty. I done pulled the fucking cheese on me. Why ain't this? Ain't it, man? Main Street, they banging, man. I feel so safe, I can't explain. I throw away my banger, man. Can't get packed, the coupe is clear. Roof absent, but the coupe is here. Big old rims make it hard to steer. You bitch in the car, that's whipping pills.
Everything that I speak real. Been doing this since 2005. These niggas know how this heat feels. See, I'm a 100 rounder and a refill. Regular nigga, no mouth figure. That light green and that Amsterdam. Recipe for me to rob niggas. See, I don't rob niggas. I had problems with them. Nothing left to keeping on. And I'ma keep it real with this rap shit. We the ones you been sleeping on. Being full time and nigga leave it alone. Dragging money, he ain't even on. Talking good, G ain't walking good. Probably smoking,
Ain't even strong.
Niggas all wrong. How you posted up and missing everything? You a working nigga. When I'm posted up, it's me, Nina Ross, and Miss Mary Jane on everything. But no discriminating, no imitating. You sucker niggas, we eliminating. This real shit, see, I'm demonstrating. I be ducked off, niggas still hating. Nothing left for me to keep pushing. I don't worry about these niggas. I beat these niggas like I beat pussy, and I need nothing. You can say real talk and say real spit, but I don't give a fuck, cause this real shit. My real niggas gon' feel this. Come on. Raised up in this struggle. No lights and no water. Single mother, my household. No role model, no father. I was 16, it was complicated. I ain't wanna hustle, I was obligated. Drinking hard, intoxicated. Pulling flights like I got to make it. Real niggas, they get to creeping out. Pussy niggas, they start to leaving out. Fake rappers, got to weave them out. Live the life that you seem to speak about. Feel some kind of way, cause you singled out. Aggravated, you fabricated. Niggas soft like a bag of raisins. All haters get eradicated. Mind focused on cash, bitch. I put 5 bands in my mattress and I cop for on my last trip. I was down on my last bid. Never had me a whole brick. Never had me a head brick. But I kept me a bad bitch. Long hair with an accent. What? I so right all over these streets. All my stripes all over these streets. And all my life I'm over these streets. Cause they drop dimes off the cut time off and that hit list and got signed off. The street shit ain't for everybody. That's why they had to make signs off. Like, see what up? Okay. G Wood, what up? Folks out, man, what a G like? Love, Slam City, what up? Jones, my city, but you know that. Fam, I got lean on top of the ground. Niggas scraping them pots of pain. More elbows than macho, man. Looks like I got it on lock again. Keep my foot in you niggas' throat. You ain't getting no oxygen. Don't come at me with that bullshit. Talk about what your pockets is. Tell me about what you got to spend. You got that?
Alright then.
Tell the haters enjoy the show. Why you headed better hide your home?
Fuck boy, slow your roll.
Out here acting out my job. I got shells for the teeth, bitch. That's what I call a taco. Your name's Cheese, but I'm about my chips. You can call me nachos. I've been the king and I'm still a king. Please tell me it's not so. I know these niggas chickens, but I call these niggas waffles. Chickens with squares in their circle. Call these niggas Roscoe's. I'm in the streets, you pothole. Stacked it up to them clouds, though. I don't fuck with these thoughts, but if you got money, I'm around, though. Posted up with an L, yeah. Ain't no haters allowed, though. Been in the hood, I'm still in the hood. You don't wanna be found, though. Just Craig, get it blanks. Yeah, we letting them cows go straight to the bank so they can count for me. Real shop so they can count for me. Niggas still be hating, should be straightening up my crowd for me. Call me if it's about some money, so on the way, I'ma have some fun.
Alright, let me do one more. Let me do one more real quick. Last one, and then I'm ending. What, bro?
me at the spot.
Hey, look, it's time to take off. Dreaming about living good, climbing up out the hood. Devil got me finessing, but money got me to do it. Reason trying to get to it, never faking the fly. Up late smoking and watching, ain't no curfew in the project. They'll hurt you in the project, so I got mine off the move. Don't game ain't show no love, but I got mine with the bud. With the money came the problem, disrespecting my cuz. Never working me so bad, I was second guessing my blood. But it's no harm, it's no foul. Gotta get back on the ground. Got my wee man on the dial. Told him I need me some loud. He got Reed back in the pound. Lucifer dragging me down. Talking about reason, don't forsake me. You too deep for bagging them down. Bag up that grass, hit the town. Keep passing it round. Keep your foot on niggas' crowns. Keep bagging them down. Keep acting the clowns. You who they target to be. Yeah, you got lost in the street. The devil keep talking to me. I got my foot on niggas' necks, so quit bothering me. And I don't bark them all back like you taught me to be. Don't need you walking with me, struggling strap on my own. Devil keep talking that shit, wish he just leave me alone. Niggas locked down, still on the grind. I've been dining with demons since the beginning of time. Lies that I was fine, I was stretching the truth. The devil had me all tied, and had my neck in the noose. He got me.
What these niggas doing? It's 0-0. They ain't never raised the them out. Tighten up. What up, bro? You know other shit up? What's up, man? Me too, man. There's a time schedule going on.
The devil got me, the devil got me, the devil got me, the devil got me. Lies that I was fine, I was stretching the truth. The devil had me all day, all my neck and the pussy got me. Say we been through it all, it's hard to talk to my big dog. He locked behind the wall, put them shoes on his little boy, sent some gas to his little boy, put some money on his book, get a thing to cut his yard, tell his brother every day, how strong he gotta be, tell him keep his ass in school, and he ain't gotta do the street. When my uncle hit the beat, he gon' be about 43. I don't know if I'm gon' make it, bitch, I'm living like a G. Say I'm from my little wall, he just jumped up the pole, say he gotta go to court, he don't know how it's gon' go. Rest in peace to Lil CG, rest in peace to Matt P. Wee. Homie, boy, you know we missed they glad to cut Lil Josh free. Say the money on the way, they let me see another day. Say Lil Soldier got locked up, I hope he make it home by May. Know y'all heard about BJ, yeah, step whatever way. Till I'm free, look at my tail, keep your head up, you can straight. On the heart of the streets, the niggas locked down, still on the grind. I've been dining with demons since the beginning of time. Lies that I was fine, I was stretching the truth. The devil had me all tied, had my neck in the noose. He got me, the devil got me, the devil got me, the devil got me, the devil got me. Lies that I was fine, I was stretching the truth. The devil had me all tied, had my neck in the noose. He got me. Man, see, life is crazy. I be coolin', but don't run up. Be riding out with the devil, just me and him till the sun up. Itching to pull the gun up. Penitentiary chains, hurting it dead crank. I was skipping out on the bands. Devil telling me fuck. All these niggas is pants. You the realest. Devil had me fucked up in his trance. If you want a chance, then you can get grand, but don't you be playing, cause this ain't a game. I'm putting my hand and all my band before I get jammed. I give up the game. Yeah, but look, money gone, and it's gonna go just like it got here. Devil got me on free. I'm trying to get us up out here. Police riding, I'm out here. On the slick, I be with this shit. It's easy money, get my dick harder than a river king. Cause I got money, but I got bills, and I got stress, and I got money to handle it. But the devil give me no rest. Mama tell me stay prayed up. Kid gon' say wait up. But fuck that, I'm late. Me and the devil finna go head up. Streets.
Well, tell me, bro. What's good? I got a little business, bro. That's all I like to hear. All right.
The devil had me hog tied with my neck in the noose. He got me.
What we gonna do here? God damn! You gonna be with that nigga?
Appreciate y'all joining, man. Definitely go ahead and view the turn joining in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Smash that thumbs up because I'm gonna be doing a whole lot more streams. You know, I got my computer back, so I'm able to do more, more, professional streams and stuff. Still working on making it more professional, but I'm able to do better streams now. I got my computer back, and I'm able to bring you some more and better content. So, again, I appreciate y'all tuning in or whatever, and as always, stay true to yourself. Be kind to each other. Stay true to yourself. Stay flat and keep it flat. Class dismissed.